Yeah, but it was enough. It worked. So you know.
Starting one. I love it.
I got it to work though.
I hate you. Insert yawn here. No. Bad on hold.
But what if we want to insert the on here?
No.
No, I could go. I could do with more sleep.
I feel that. I've been going to bed after midnight almost every night because of my new hobby, which is dangerous.
What time do you have to wake up?
Technically, I should be waking up at 7.
Oh, well, at least you get to wake up late-ish. I have to wake up at, I wake up at 5.
Oh, no. Nope. No.
Yeah, so that's why my hard cutoff is 11:30 at the latest, because I have to wake up at 5 for work.
That is fair.
I won't mention the alarm that I had set this morning.
Oh, I know what your alarms are, but your schedule's also the most weird out of all of us. If we're being honest.
I mean, I start at work at 6.
That's what I mean. Like, but then you also do night shifts occasionally, so.
No, 6 a.m. I had a morning shift today.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
I was out of bed at 4:15. I wasn't awake, but I was definitely out of bed.
Yeah.
No.
I think I'm at my lowest sub count. I just happened to glance at it since like. Let's see, what year is it? 2025, probably before COVID.
Hey, well,
Not that I care.
you're branching off. I was gonna say you're branching off to new stuff.
Well, not only that, like, so my sub count was consistently at its highest when I was streaming RP all the time, and I understand why. And while the few dollars it brings in is nice, it is not like I will never stream for a living. I know we need more streams, and I am enjoying streaming like crafting, because that's been I've really been enjoying making terrain. Like, I'm really enjoying that. But like, I know that it's not the most exciting stream to watch, and and I'm not like an expert at it, so it's not like I give instructionals. It's just a video of me working on stuff quietly. So I don't know. We'll see. But Melon, you beautiful human. Thank you. 21 months. Jeez, that's awesome. I didn't realize you'd been subbed that long. Should stream tomorrow night.
Yeah,
yes, we can stream tomorrow night.
Been a while.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
I don't know how long I've been streamed. Freaking. I don't.
I should probably have
you need
set
that caffeine to kick in.
It's probably not going to before I have to go back to bed.
Okay. Well, maybe some good RPs will help. Okay.
I have been streamed.
Thanks for reminding me I have a monster in the fridge.
You're welcome.
I have been streamed for 10 months. No, not streamed. I have been subscribed for 10 months.
Wait, hype train? How do we have a hype train? Friendly Poseidon, thank you so
2
much for the
subscriptions.
Oh, that's right. I have my settings set at the bottom level because they never happen. I forgot. I'm like, how low can this go?
Quick, somebody give him bits. Get that hype train.
Just start spamming it with 1 biddy at a time. Oh my gosh.
I don't have any money
What up,
after I
Jesse?
bought my motorcycle.
Oh, you bought one? Nice. Congratulations.
Oh, you got it? Nice.
Yeah, I got that red one. That means nothing.
Heck yeah.
No, I got a Ninja 500. But I'm poor now.
That's a mood.
But are you happy?
Wait, when did the...
No, because I don't have it yet.
I dislike how it got even more expensive here to sub to a channel.
It's fucking
It
Twitch.
just-
Of course it's going to.
Right, but
It
they announced
increased
it
it.
last time.
It increased all across the board.
Yeah, no, like after that, it went from
Whoops.
4 to 5, or sorry, from 4 to 4.5, and now it's 5.
There we go. What went from what? Huh?
Which sucks.
How much
They
it
freeze.
costs to subscribe?
Oh yeah, it's up to $5.99 because it was $4.99 for years. It was always like it's $5 a sub to somebody. That's it. And now it's like we're increasing our prices to $6.99. But if you're on the app, it's like $7 now because it's stupid.
No, that's that's the Google/Apple tax.
That's what I mean. Like
That's not
it's
Twitch's fault.
no.
Yeah,
Well, I understand that, but like it's already dumb. Like
I'll never subscribe to anyone on Twitch through the app because it's just so much more expensive.
yeah, no. If you're ever gonna do it, quickly run and not do it. Wait, why did it say Tyro joined the channel? Oh my goodness, you subbed. I wasn't looking at my alerts. I was looking at the stream, and the overlay said joined the channel, and I forgot that the sub alert says the same because I didn't make them. It's one of the packs that comes with that's like the whole kit, and so I can't change the text. So I was just like, it threw me off. Anyways, because we were on a tight time crunch, we have exactly 3 hours until our cutoff. So we're gonna go ahead and get rolling.
See me rolling.
They see me rolling, they hating. But yeah, so we're gonna pick up where we left off last time. Last time we left off, your guys' group had infiltrated into the house stealthily, very stealthily, in fact, had eliminated multiple low hoods through quiet and stealthy means. Overheard a conversation between supposedly confirmed the large half orc, or actually full orc, that you guys witnessed earlier in the campaign in the streets of Darun, that was part of the foot chase with Merrick and Dexori. The orc left the room after a conversation with several of the Low Hood members, and shortly after that, you guys burst into the room and in a very quick succession took out several of them, pinned 2 more under a table, beat them senseless, stabbed them senseless, and then ultimately last session we concluded that portion of the combat with there was an additional wave that came in. You guys took everybody out, and at the end of the combat,
Everybody's hurt.
yeah, everybody's hurt, and at the end of the combat, right before the end of it, Daxori's newfound friend of Scorch was slain by a Low-Hood who was pissed off, but quickly brought back by Othwin's what is it called? What's the spell called? Spare the Dying. And then healed by several. I think Talina and Othwin worked together to heal the dog.
We threatened him to bring him back, or else things were gonna happen.
Yeah. So the dog is now back. So as we sit in this current situation, all that remains is the remaining dog that I believe was nicknamed Fire. Had scurried off, scared, into the corner, and is out of line of sight of everybody. Merrick and Talina have hunkered down. Well, Talina has been exploring the kitchen area. Merrick has kind of ducked into a room and snuffed out the light just off of the main foyer after hearing a series of footsteps coming from the floor above, and seemingly coming towards the stairwell to maybe come down here and investigate the cacophony of noises that have just erupted through this very quiet, dark home here on the very outskirts of Darun. So it is here that we pick back up. Let's go ahead and start with the main group, and we'll go off to the other two. So with the main group here remaining in the dining room, there is blood all over the place. The 2 doors over here are basically shattered. They're gone. And most of the furniture in the adjacent room has either been thrown around in various places, is splintered into a bazillion pieces. There's multiple dead bodies. And Scorch is just kind of now coming to. He's licked Daxori a few times. Daxori, are you still holding Scorch, or have you put him back down on the ground?
I put him back down.
Okay, so Scorch gets down, and he looks like he kind of is gingerly putting his weight on his legs, but realizes, oh, I'm fine, and barks once, licks you on the face as you set him down, and then turns and stares at Othwin up on the top, who is actually now on, I'm not sure, the shoulders or the head of Basil.
We were ratatouilleing this.
That's
it's
right.
on the head.
On the head, that's right. So Othwin is on the head of Basil. So with you guys all here, you've noticed that Talina and Merrick are gone. I would say, without needing to roll too heavily, I would say, Daxori, you're kind of a little distracted with Scorch's condition after what just happened. But Othwin, Basil, and Grigor, you would definitely hear the soft sound of which sounds like feet either above you or possibly on the stairs. You're not 100% certain. What do you guys want to do?
Kill everyone.
Well, that escalated.
I agree. Murder everyone.
Okay. So do you guys... let me rephrase the question. Currently in the room, which you did close and lock the door that you originally came through that little kind of like pantry closet-like space, that door has been closed and locked. The only other doors out of this room are the ones over here that you now know leads to a sunroom. And then obviously the double doors that are gone that lead into a sitting room. And then you watched as Talina disappeared through a doorway on the other side of that room, where you can now kind of see the faint glow of firelight kind of flickering occasionally coming from right about here. So,
I'm gonna go ahead and have Basil take the opportunity to check the low hoods in the room and see if there's any immediately usable items, potions, or healing supplies.
Okay. Oh, you know what? I just realized something. My physical dice are not in the room. That's fine. I'll just use digital dice tonight. It's fine.
Grigor would go help Batsel.
Okay. So I need both of you to roll me an investigation check, please. Or actually, you know what? If you're helping him, Basil, you can roll with advantage. He's giving the help action. We'll do it that way. We'll be a little more... We'll stick to the rules tonight instead of me just making stuff up.
Thank you for the advantage.
You had advantage. It is a good thing. All right. So with an 18, you find... I mean, you have 2 low hood sergeants in here, both dead. You have multiple regular low hoods. I would say if you are searching all of them, it'd take you a few minutes. So this is not something that's going to happen instantly. So it would take you a couple minutes here to do this. Between all of them... Hold on. Hang on. Hello? Oh, okay. You know what? Game. Maybe I should get my real dice. Okay.
I was going to say primarily focusing on those closest to Basil.
Are you searching everyone, or are you just kind of searching the ones in this room? Because there's only 2 in this room.
Given the time crunch of the potential enemies coming through the door, only the ones close by.
Okay.
So basically the 2 sergeants on the upper side of the room, and I believe there was one over here.
No,
but I can't see them.
Nope, there are literally just you can see enough in this room that there is the one that's still pinned under the table and is dead. The one who wriggled free and is dead over near the window, slumped up against the windowsill. The dead mastiff over here, and then you have a group of several low hoods in the other room that you know are dead. And you also know there's some dead on the other side of the door down here, but that door you know is locked because you watched Grigor lock it. So if you're just searching,
we're going to focus these 2 for now.
Okay. So between those 2, it'll still take you, with an 18, you search them pretty quickly, especially with Grigor helping you. So Grigor searching one, you're searching the other. So it takes you, I'd say, roughly a minute or so to search the 2 of them quickly. But in that time frame, the 2 of you find a total of 50 gold pieces worth of money total that you can, split up however you wish. Each of them has a cutlass. Each of them has a dagger, obviously, and their weapons are in better condition than the low hoods. You find, I'd say that on one of them, you found the one who was pinned under the table. You find 2 health potions. However, one of them is shattered from the table. It crushed it in his satchel. His clothes are all wet from the reddish translucent liquid. The other one was missed, and so you do find 1 regular potion of healing. Nothing crazy. These guys aren't the most well kitted, but you do find a potion of healing. So you can go ahead and add, if you want to go ahead and go into the items, you can grab yourself a potion of healing, and then Grigor on the other one. Grigor on the other one, you find a hang on a second. I gotta remember what it's called. Yes. So on the other one, make sure.
I gotta remember how to add items.
So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to the second tab from the right. Looks like a little book with a circle on it, and you're gonna scroll down to the best way to do it is go to the D&D Beyond section, and then from there go to the items, D&D Beyond items, and you can just click each folder, and then there's a folder within there. And so in your case, you're gonna go to consumable, you're gonna go to potion, and then you're just gonna search potion of healing, or you can just scroll and find it, and then you just click.
You lost me.
Okay. On the right side of the screen, there's something called Compendium Packs. It's the second tab from the right, next between the musical note and the gears.
Got it.
Go down to D&D Beyond, open that folder. There's a DDB items folder. Click that. Or it's actually not a folder, it's a compendium. So click that. It'll open a screen on your window that says DDB items. And then just go to consumable.
Just search in there. You don't need.
You can also just search, yeah.
And then just regular potion of healing.
Just one regular potion of healing. Nothing crazy. These guys obviously aren't super, kitted, but
We're rolling with like 30 potions of greater healing.
Yeah, no, these guys aren't rolling around with as a medic.
What do I add?
Hospital on two.
Literally click it and drag it into your inventory on your character sheet, and it'll pop up.
Got it.
And then,
cool.
Monhold, on the other one, you notice that while all of them kind of have matching either cloaks or capes or the little cloth. I don't want to say pauldrons. I'm trying to think of the word, like the little short capes. This sergeant has one that's a little bit different in material, and you notice that it's of a different makeup. It just catches your eye as different. But besides that, everything else on him is the same as what I just mentioned, except for the other. This one does not have a potion on him.
Yeah.
Do you do anything on this guy, Monhold, or do you just leave it as is?
I take his dagger.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and I'll give you a dagger real quick. You're just gonna have all the daggers. Actually, we're just gonna do this. I'm just gonna up your quantity because you actually have multiple daggers in here. I'm just gonna I'm gonna delete one of them and y'all have 3. Make it easier on everybody. Okay, so you have 3 daggers now. Okay, so you take his dagger. Do you take anything else off of him, or do you wanna inspect him a little bit closer or anything like that?
I try to take his cloak off.
His cloak off? Okay, yeah. I mean, it comes off easily. He's dead. So, I mean, you can either just lift it off of him, or you can do whatever you want. But you are able to take the dagger off, the cloak off of him, and you do notice there's something very different about it. And it looks like it looks unique. It looks like there's something special about it, but you're not sure. But I will put that in your inventory. You now have. Oops. Hang on a second. I can. Shoot.
While you're doing that, Basil, after finding the healing potion, is going to look to the immediate group to see who might be worse for wear.
Okay.
Just kind of glancing across, and then gets the feeling that maybe he might be the worst of the bunch at the moment.
I'd say that's a pretty good bet. I'd say that there's a very strong likelihood you are, in fact, the worst of the scenario right now, sir.
So Basil's going to go ahead and swig down the healing potion.
Oh, you're going to immediately take the healing potion? Okay, yeah, so go ahead and...
Yeah.
This is actually going to be a test run. I've never done healing potions in here. I know how they work, like, mechanically. I assume if you use it, it's just going to make you roll for it.
Biggity swooty.
I think you just click on
perfect.
the there.
Oh! That is the best you could have rolled.
Nice.
2 nat
Great
4s.
potion.
Wow. Dude, that's a crazy roll right there. Okay.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't have him targeted, but
it's okay. I can do this. I'm gonna wait. Yeah, there we go. Apply. There you go. So now you have you got 10 HP from that. So yeah. So you take the potion. Go. You know what? Screw it. Throw it back, and it's a very potent potion, and you feel a lot better after that. Still not great. You're still on 100%, but you're feeling a lot better than you were 30 seconds ago. Cool.
More like 50%, but we can deal with it.
Yeah. Othwin is still on top of Basil's head. So Othwin, you're just along for the ride at this exact moment. I don't know. Does Othwin do anything while this is happening, or is she just kind of chilling?
Well, since we be chilling, mostly,
For the moment.
at least I'll be chilling. Can I take this time, 10 minutes, to cast the prayer of healing?
If you would like, yes, you can. It does, like I
Means
said, it does
do,
take 10 minutes, and I believe, please hold. Yeah, so it's obviously because it's a ritual, it's a ritualistic healing. It's 100% verbal, so you will constantly be making noise, obviously in your own tongue and kind of lower, but it will still be making noise for 10 straight minutes.
Also, if it's cast as a ritual, it doesn't take a spell slot. If you have a ritual caster.
Sorry, I knocked something over. I believe. Let me double check that. I know because it is classed as a level 2 spell and it takes 10 minutes, but
I'm pretty sure ritual spells don't. If you cast it as a ritual, it doesn't take.
Oh, never mind. I was wrong. It is not listed as a ritual spell. It's just a second level spell that takes 10 minutes, which is a very odd way to write that.
Well, it's funny because it says the casting time is 10 minutes,
but then it says instant.
But duration is instantaneous.
Yeah, it takes 10 minutes to cast, but then once
Then
it casts,
then
the
it
effect
happens
is
immediately.
instantaneous.
Yeah, that's how I read it too.
Got it.
Okay, so not bad, but
I got to make sure I click everybody.
yes, make sure you target everybody. That's they have to be in range.
Wait, what is the range on it?
I think 60 feet.
30 feet.
30 feet. 30 feet. So from where you're at.
Oops.
Basically from where Basil is, since Othwin's on.
Because you're on his
head.
Everybody in the room is good because 30 feet puts you like, yeah, 30. Yeah, you're fine. The only ones who aren't going to be affected are going to be Merrick and Talina. And yeah, but with that, because of the way this works is once they enter the range. So here's how I'll rule this. Because it takes 10 minutes to cast, if Talina returns to that 30-foot range before the 10 minutes is up, she's affected by the spell. If she's not, then she's not going to get the healing. That make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so while you're doing that, we're going to quickly pan over to Talina. You've gone into the kitchen shortly before this, and something caught your eye at the far end of the kitchen on the left side, tucked back behind a large stone like preparation table. You saw the corner elbow and then a little head peeking over, and you notice that there is a goblin that is hiding. And as you got closer, it did everything in its power to shrink into the wall. It is trying to hide from you with every fiber of its being. And if I recall correctly, you were just kind of checking out the room. You weren't necessarily looking.
Yeah, I was trying to make it look like I was looking for insert party member who ran away. Did I forget who it was? Was it Merrick that ran away?
He didn't run away. He was investigating. But yes, Merrick came this way. It was the last place you saw him was come this way.
Yeah, I was making it look like I was searching for Merrick, but I was obviously keeping an eye on him as well, because, movement.
Yeah.
On a scale of, let's say, a stealth check, how well is he trying to hide?
Well, let's find out. You said, let's see how he's hiding here. So stealth is based off of Dex. I'm going to give him a disadvantage because he keeps peeking his head over the top. Not great. Oh, sorry. That was supposed to be a public roll. He rolled a 4. Not great.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So he knows that I know that I can see him.
He knows. He's just hoping that you don't, and he's hoping he's wrong. But I will say it is very clear that this creature is no threat to you. In fact, it is very scared of your presence in this room.
Yeah, I want to start conversation, but I don't want to be threatening. I was trying to figure out if I had something to help with that, but I don't. So I'm just gonna smile and wave.
So you just stand
Like
there.
literally
boy.
smile
Smile
and
and
just
wave.
give him a little wave while still like scanning the room to see if anything else is moving.
Okay. I mean, I'll give you this. You don't notice anything else moving. It's a
Yeah.
quiet room. You can hear the soft crackle of the fire behind you.
Mhm.
So you
Also,
can.
I'm assuming
Yeah.
this here is a wall because
Yes.
I
Yeah.
can
This
see
is a
faint things behind it, but I
yeah.
think that's the room on the other side.
This is a wall, and it. I mean, you can you can basically see
Yeah.
all around you that it's a wall, and you're in a kitchen. And there's various items throughout the room that it's a kitchen, but it also looks like it's a little more lived in than the rest of the rooms you've been in. So it looks like, hey, they've been spending some more time in here, but it's also kind of there's cobwebs in various corners and areas where they probably haven't like needed are still like dusty. But as you stand there and kind of smile and wave, the goblin peeks its nose over, and its long, crooked, drooped nose that goblins are known for flops over the edge of the stone table. Like it like slides up, and the nose like thump, kind of flicks up, flops on the edge, and it blinks at you a couple times, sees you wave, and then you watch this little four-fingered hand that you'd recognize as a little goblin hand kind of comes up and waves back and forth. Its right hand waves back and forth from right to left a couple times and then slides back down. His head doesn't follow. His head's still sitting there and his nose is resting on the edge of the table, but he's just kind of staring at you.
You okay there, bud?
I am okay. What? Who are you?
I'm a friend.
What is friend?
I don't speak Goblin. Crap! I thought I spoke Goblin.
Yeah, you can tell, and I apologize, I'm not doing a great job at it, but you can tell that it's struggling to speak common as eloquently as you.
I put my rapier away, so
I
just have my shield.
As the rapier goes away, the goblin stands to full height, which it's a goblin, not very full height. And his head is
chin.
Huh? Yeah, basically you can see his head, like his chin and part of his neck. And he takes a step out from behind the little stone table there, and he's a pretty standard looking goblin. I mean, he stands about 4 foot high. He has messy, like dark greenish black hair coming off the back of his little head, and it's pulled into a little bun. Obviously the big long spindly ears, and he's wearing a white cook's apron that is way too big for him. That comes down to like the neckline of where the apron like would sit like mid chest for a humanoid, sits like way lower than that, like below his nipples, and the rest of it is like bunched up several times around his waist, and it's still, even with that, is like the edge of it is like dragging across the ground, and so it looks like a child wearing its parents' clothes. It's just way too big for him. And in his other hand that you couldn't see, he's holding a chef's hat that's like way too big as well, and he's like fiddling with it between his hands, and he looks a little messy, like he's got some flour smattered on his apron and his face, and he looks like exactly what you're picturing in your head of a little cook goblin is essentially what he looks like right now.
I'm imagining Dobby.
Pretty close. You're not far off. Just with green skin.
I do a little curtsy, then point at myself and say Talina.
He nods and points Talina, and nods again, and then points to himself. Glick.
Glick, G-L-I-C?
Yep, G-L-I-C-K. Exactly how it sounds. Click with a G.
Not me opening my character sheet in D&D Beyond to keep notes. Forgot I didn't have that tab open. What's behind that door as I'm pointing towards the closed door on the left-hand side of
Right
the
here?
screen?
That one?
That one, yeah.
You point to it.
Outside. Door locked. Glick not allowed.
Gotcha. I point towards the door I came from.
Uh-huh.
And I say, more friends. And I just do like a quick head count in my head. I'm like, Merrick is ahead. There's 2 humanoids. 3 humanoids behind me.
Are you counting like with your fingers as you're doing this at all?
No,
Like,
like mental math.
Okay,
And that's
okay.
also Ty doing math because I
Not
can't
that-
count the tokens.
No, that's fine.
3
Yeah.
big ones and a small one behind me.
And you say
And
that?
Doggo. Yeah, so 3 big friends and 1 very small friend.
Glick holds up
Through door.
his total of 8 fingers, and is like, and he moves them back and forth.
You're
He doesn't stop.
lots friends.
I put
What?
like
What friends?
Three-
Lots friends.
lots of friends. No harm. And I point at my rapier being away like a very like trying to be
like-
non-threatening.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
tapping it.
No, not even touching it. Just
Okay.
pointing at it, going like, and then waving my hands like not attacking, not hurting.
No,
And he mimics your hand movement,
no harm. Glick,
and he points himself.
Glick, safe?
Double thumbs up and a greatest smile she's ever put up.
And he mimics, and his little goblin hands, throop, 2 thumbs, and he's
Glick, safe. Glick, safe.
Click safe.
and then as he says that, he scurries over here, and you see him grab something from the cooking pot that's hanging over the fire. He grabs a ladle, goes into the cooking pot, puts it in a little bowl, comes back, and he brings you a bowl of
Food. Glick, make food?
and he holds up a bowl of food to you. And as he holds it up towards you, it doesn't smell great. It smells like several day old like beef stew, possibly, and it kind of like bloop, bloop, like as he's holding it, like it's still kind of bubbling occasionally, and it's kind of a really like a kind of a pale brown with a slight tinge of green color to it.
Ew.
Yeah, and as he holds this up, you're kind of staring at this. While that's happening, we're gonna zip over here for a second. You can just soak all that in for a moment. We're gonna go back to the other group. Yeah, as we're back in the other room for a second, and you're back in the room. Dax, as Scorch is now on his all fours, he, like I said, he got on all fours. He licked you. You stood back up. And within a couple seconds, you watch as Basil, Othwin, and Grigor start searching through the 2 dead bodies. You realize Talina's not in the room, Merrick's not here, and it starts to like you kind of start to hone back in on what's going on. You now hear the sound of feet, and you now distinctively know there are feet that are either moving across the top floor or coming down the stairs right now.
Do they sound like heavy and stride? Do they sound light?
They sound multiples, for starters. You can tell it's more than 1 set of feet. And you can tell that at least 1 or 2 of those individuals are heavy enough that it's like humanoid. Like you don't know what size or anything, but you can tell that by the cadence and the weight of them that there's somebody upstairs, possibly some buddies, possibly more, that are headed in the direction of either on the stairs or headed to the stairs.
Okay. Dax is going to kind of enter this room.
Okay.
The one with all the chairs.
Yeah.
Just so I can kind of. Can you give me control Scorch?
I
too?
can actually. I think. Hold on. Oh. Hang on.
Do you gotta unenemy him?
I need to unenemy him, and it's technically not a character. It's a monster, so it's classed a little differently. Hang on.
Can
Or
you
it's
give
not
permission to
enemy,
token
he's
as
friend.
opposed to character?
You may be able to place it as an animal companion.
Yes, it would just be a little more complicated than that.
Well, you may not be able to give Dax permission for the character, but can you give permission to the token?
Well, that's what I was trying to do.
Ah.
But
Yeah, don't worry about it. We can
yeah,
figure
I'll
that
keep
out
looking into
later.
it. But
Yeah. So she's gonna enter the room with all the chairs and the dead low hood members. And as she does, she's gonna call, or she's gonna kind of whistle at Scorch and kind of like nod her head, kind of like gesturing for him to follow.
okay, I'll say let's go ahead and roll an animal handling check, and this will cover like a couple of things for the next couple of moments here. Because while Scorch is, and I'll say with advantage because he was dead and he's not dead anymore, and he knew in his little dog brain that he was hurt and asleep, and now he's awake and he's not hurt, and it's because of you guys.
Oh,
Huh.
and it hit my coffee cup and bounced off my desk somewhere.
Uh-oh.
Hold on, I gotta find it. Where'd it go? I got it. I don't know what I landed on, so let me roll. 19.
19? Okay, yeah. He and starts following behind you.
So as her and Scorch kind of, wander into this room, she's gonna be scanning she's gonna be scanning the corpses to see if she can see anything like of value that sticks out, but she's not like purposely going out of her way to search them.
Okay, so you're just kind of perusing as you walk by.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll
Seeing
me
if she can see anything that's spilled out.
Yeah, roll me a perception check on what will be equivalent of these four. And basically, in the same time frame that Othwin, Basil, and Grigor were searching the two dead bodies, and Othwin starts casting her spell, and in the same time frame that Talina is meeting Glick, this is when Daxori is moving through this room. So these are all happening in succession and continuous time with each other here.
I got a 7.
Okay. I mean, at quick glance, you see a couple of them have their weapons that you can see, and it's the same stuff you've been seeing before. It's rusty blades and dull daggers, a crossbow that looks like it's been broken from when he got hit. Yeah, just glancing over the top of them, there's not a lot left on these very, very dead guys, and a couple of them were basically sundered by that shatter spell. So this room is also a mess of wood chunks and splinters and candle wax, and this room's kind of a mess.
So, as she enters, and so she's kind of, so this is how she enters. So she enters and she's kind of stepping over the corpses and all that, making her way through the room, and that's when she's perusing. And then as she gets past the corpses, she's gonna kind of look at the room. Is she able to see anything of value in the room? I know it's a mess, but is anything of value in the room stick out to her?
So with that perception check as well, a quick scan of the room. First off, it's dark, so you're not seeing a whole lot of detail in the room.
But I've got dark vision, right? Though?
Yes, but dark vision is still grayscale. You're not seeing full color.
Okay.
So you're not seeing a whole lot of detail in the room. You can see shapes and everything, but what's something that you're noticing in this room is the same thing you've noticed in the previous rooms is when you first entered this house, is that there are spots on the walls that are discolored, like big squares, but nothing there in various spots. There's circles on the walls that are discolored. There's dust circles on various tables and such that are just empty. And what you're starting to get the feeling, what you're now confirming as the fourth room that you've been in, or fifth room that you've been in, is that anything that was of either any form of value or identification of maybe who the previous owners were of this home is gone, has been looted. And you can, without any sort of, Dax is not stupid. She pretty much can assume, I like to steal things. More than likely, these bad guys like to steal things. They probably, when they took over this house from whoever owned it before, they probably took anything that wasn't nailed down or anything that was of any sort of value and then probably either sold it or it went to somebody else. And so basically this entire home is bare bones living space for a group that is squatting here.
Okay.
At least from what you've seen so far.
Okay. So, I mean, if she, as she looks around the room and she doesn't see anything of value, she's gonna then kind of meander to the open door that's over here.
Mhm.
She's just kind of meander her way, looking back every now and then to make sure that Scorch is still following.
Mm-hmm.
She's keeping a very close eye on him. And so she's not gonna go through the doorway, but she's going to enter it, and then she's just gonna kind of lean on the door frame.
Okay.
And kind of just look into the room.
All right, perfect. So as you step into the room and start to catch more of that soft glowing firelight that's coming from this new room, and Scorch is standing kind of at your back heels, you see Talina on the far side of the room, and from this angle, you can't quite make out, but you can tell that she's talking to someone. And from this angle, you watch as this, you can see the legs beneath her. You see two little green legs, but they're mostly, like, you barely see them because you see this white apron that is dragging across the floor in front of this individual. And it looks from this angle like a child is in front of her. And then all of a sudden you watch as this individual holds up a wooden bowl that you can kind of make out the kind of side angle of this image towards Talina. And Talina, we're going to return to you as Glick is holding up this bowl of food, supposedly, to you.
Supposedly food.
I take the bowl in both hands, like Japanese accepting style, like bow my head towards him, and just take a quick sniff before doing anything else.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Bet. Saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
This one.
I love when dice tell a story.
That?
I love when dice tell a story. You take a sniff of this, and instantly
I'm
the
gonna use my
smell.
inspiration on that.
You're using. Oh, and it's the same roll.
Never mind.
The dice want a story.
The dice want a story. You take a sniff of this, and the second the scent hits your nostrils, it's like the mixture of too much vinegar and something that is probably going rancid, but not quite there yet. And the smell you get when you are standing over an open garbage can, all mixed at once, with the slight tinge of oregano on the top of that. And it catches you, and you just immediately you gag, and you can't control it. There's no controlling this gag. It happens like reflex. And I'd say with a 5, you actually start to vomit a little bit in your mouth. Like you actually start to like have that like gag, like mini vomit, and you actually have to catch yourself. You don't puke. You don't take any damage, but you 100% cannot like contain whatever this is messing with you.
Hey Dax, were you trying to stealth into the room at all, or were you being sort of obvious about it?
Shadow?
She wasn't being like super obvious about it, but she wasn't trying to be stealthy. And she doesn't enter the room all the way. Like I said, she just enters like the threshold of the doorway and is now in the doorway leaning against the frame of the door.
Gotcha. Can I look over my shoulder and pretend like I'm not fully paying attention to the bowl and just gently tip it over the table? While I'm turning like in one fluid motion.
Wait. Tip it over the table, like you're trying to spill the food onto the table?
Yeah, like I'm spilling the bowl out over the table while I'm turning.
So you're trying to cover up your...
yeah.
Okay, so you're... Okay.
Trying to make it not obvious that I'm throwing this away on
purpose. You can either roll me a performance check or a deception check. It is your call.
Oh, I don't know. Let's do the one that is the higher thing.
I would say, something tells me you're...
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
I've never seen the dice want a story so bad. I love it. Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, so it is an 8, but you still rolled a nat 1. So just let's keep that in mind. You go to turn, and Dax, this is about the time that you're kind of like recognizing what's happening, and you watch the bowl come up, and you watch as Talina takes a sniff of this, and like you watch as her shoulders, excuse me. As the shoulders come up, her neck drops, and you recognize, oh, she's gonna hurl. Like this is gonna happen. And as this happens, she's like turning, and as she does, she catches the edge of the bowl, and Talina, the bowl catches the edge of the table and just slides down the edge of the table, dripping and splashing on the table, but also onto the front of your pants and down onto your boots.
So upon seeing this, Dax is going to she's gonna like she's gonna start laughing, and she's gonna bring her hand up to her mouth to kind of hide it.
Okay.
But she is clearly snickering and kind of laughing underneath her hand, and she's trying to keep it quiet because she doesn't want Talina to see, because she doesn't want to be the next victim.
Okay.
And all she sees in return is a face of disgust with a silent mouthing of "help me."
As this is happening, as you're stifling a giggle, Glick is looking first at Talina with confusion, and then you hear him gasp as the food spills. And before anything can happen, from behind Daxori, you hear "Woof, woof," and Scorch dives under your feet and starts running towards the food.
Oh my gosh.
And when that happens, Glick goes, "No, bad dog," and starts holding his hands out and yelling "bad dog" as Scorch is running in this direction.
Wait, is it running for me or for the bowl?
You don't know. It's just running at you.
Dax is going to yell for Scorch. She's not sure if he knows the command or not, but she's gonna try it. She's going to yell for Scorch to heal.
Okay.
And as she's yelling for him to heal, she's pulling out of her one of her satchels on her waist. She's pulling out the last piece of like a bone that she has.
Okay.
And she's trying to get him to heal and trying to get his attention.
Okay, I'm gonna have you roll me another animal handling check. This time will just be a straight roll, because while he is becoming friendly with you, he is also now very distracted by what he perceives as food. While this is happening, while you're rolling me that, the other three of you in the other room, you're hearing this. You heard the sound of a clatter coming from the other room. You heard Grigor, you heard the tinge of a snicker. And then you hear Scorch bark loudly. And then you hear Daxori yell "no." You hear a voice that you're not familiar with in the distance yelling "bad dog." But it's loud, so it's carrying across. So it's it's muffled from where you're at, but it was loud in the other room. And this is all coming from where you guys just watched Daxori disappear to. Do you guys go to investigate, or do you stay put? This would be to Basil, Othwin, and Grigor, by the way.
Grigor would motion toward Basil to follow him.
All right. Basil would be trying to follow the group, but can't see. So Athwin, please, Ratatouille this.
Be his night
Athen
vision.
will try to guide him.
Okay, I will say, you know what? I'm here for chaos tonight. Othwin, let's do it this way.
Hold on. Where the?
Okay, you have two options. Basil can roll what would make the most sense? Let's say Basil would need to roll an acrobatics to try to avoid everything. I'll say that. I think that makes sense. And Othwin can provide the help action, or Othwin can roll a I don't know why, but I think it'd be hilarious for a performance check from Othwin, and Basil can provide the help action. So it's up to you two how you want to do it. I think either one of those would work.
What do you think, Fox? Full Ratatouille?
Full Ratatouille.
Okay, so in that
All
case,
right, we're rolling on yours.
Yep, so Othwin's going to roll a performance check trying to basically... I think performance makes sense, trying to control him. I guess, sort of. I'm not really sure there, so we'll just say performance. And then Basil, you're giving her help, so you get to roll with advantage. Kind of a unique situation. I think that's the most applicable skill I can think of.
So I'm rolling with advantage.
Mm-hmm. Yep, on a performance check. That advantage helped you out.
Hooray!
Okay. So describe to me how you guide Basil, because I can think of a way, but I want to hear what you guys are thinking.
Exactly like Ratatouille.
So you grab his hair and start tugging it like reins.
I would think she's using her feet talons because feathers wouldn't be able to grab the hair too well. It basically just
Digs her claws into your head.
the hair and tugs.
All right, is that how it works, Fox, or would it be a little different?
We have established that she can grasp things in her.
She does. She has hands as part of her, because she's not an actual owl. She's more owlin.
I was gonna say, if anyone's seen like Fox and the Hound and stuff with owl characters in anime and all that,
Cartoon
they
owl.
can technically grasp with their fingers.
Yeah.
It's weird sometimes.
Okay, so you're basically just ratatouille. Okay, well, so with a 17, you are able to get Basil to head off in that direction. And I'll say this, Grigor, you can see Daxori in the doorway over here. And Basil, as soon as the two of you enter that room, you can see her as well. And you go, oh, okay, I can see where I'm going. And the soft light that's being illuminated from the doorway she's standing in, you guys are able to navigate through the room without tripping or anything with assistance from Othwin. And you guys are able to make it over to where Daxori is, as of right now, is standing. But by the time you get there, Dax, are you moving towards Doggo to stop the Doggo, or are you just trying to get him to come back to you?
He's moving a little bit, but I got a nat 1 on my animal handling.
Oh, you did? Okay. Yeah, I'll say, Dice telling story. The Doggo is not concerned with your bone. He sees what he perceives as fresh food. And so as the rest of the group is arriving behind you, this is when Scorch slams into Talina, unable to stop himself, excited about the food. I want Talina. I need you to roll me a like strength to see if you can stand up from the Doggo hitting you.
I see.
And we'll say a strength saving throw for this.
Yeah. Not that it matters, because not proficient in it. But
Sure.
hey, here we go. There we go.
Okay.
That's all right.
Yeah. So the dog hits you, and it kind of catches you off guard. Of course, now you're feeling sick from the smell that is just erupting in this area. But dog doesn't knock you over; just kind of slams into you, and he immediately starts licking up whatever is on you, and just. And you hear Glick behind you. No, bad dog, bad dog.
Would Dax be able to hear this goblin calling Scorch a bad dog?
Yes. No, he's yelling it, so it's echoing through the room.
Okay. So Dax, upon getting closer, would yell at. Would she be able to see the goblin, or is she just still kind of seeing the feet?
From where you're standing, you can kind of see the tips of his ears poking up, and kind of like the corner of him, but he's on the other side of Talina, and he's short, and there's obviously a large table right in the middle of the room as well. So you don't have a good picture of him, but between the voice and the size, you know that some short individual, presumably maybe a goblin, could be a kobold, something of that nature, is over in the corner that Talina that you saw hand Talina the bowl of food.
Okay. So as she comes into starts making her way into the room, kind of not necessarily chasing after Scorch, but not with a sense of urgency, kind of just seeing where he's going while she's trying to get him under control. When she starts hearing this voice call Scorch bad dog, she immediately butts in and is like, stop. She's like, stop. He is not a bad dog.
Okay, and do you say it with like a heavy voice, like authoritative, or do you say it kind of calm?
She says it. What's the word I'm trying to find to describe it?
Like sternly.
She says it killingly calm.
Okay. Okay.
Like the type of calm where you know she's like,
yeah.
You know, yeah.
Okay, do me something. I want you to do something a little interesting here. I want you to roll me with that. Then I want you to roll me an intimidation check, but at disadvantage because you're not actually trying to scare him. You're trying to get him to stop. So you want to roll low. We're gonna flip the script on a check here.
Disadvantage is I roll twice, right? And I take the lowest one?
Yep, exactly.
This man's taking D&D and flipping it upside down. What do you mean, roll low?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because what you're doing could intimidate him, but because you're obviously doing what you're doing, you're not trying to intimidate him.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I got a 15 and a 20.
Oh no. Okay. All right. So you say this, and you are like, "Hey, just no. Dog's not bad. Dog good." And even with like in your own head, like I'm not being mean, you hear ah, and you watch as a little individual just ducks down behind the stone table, and you get a brief glance of the creature, and you confirm that it's a little goblin wearing a chef's outfit that just dives behind the stone table. While this is happening, and you hear and he dives behind the table, and you're yelling back and forth. So real quick before I do anything, is Grigor, Basil, and Othwin, are you guys continuing to follow Dax in through that doorway in towards the sound of all this noise? Or are you kind of hanging back in the sitting room?
Grigor would be following.
Okay, go ahead and
back.
move Grigor to where you think he'd be in relation to the noise. Obviously, you wouldn't be able to make it all the way up to Daxori. Like Daxori, you could be one further if you wanted to, no problem.
No, I'm not going to be one further because I saw something, and I'm not going to act upon it.
That's okay.
Yet.
That's fine. If you want to go ahead and move to where she would be, that's fine.
Okay. So yeah, she's gonna have entered, and she's gonna stop,
Yep.
and out of the corner of her eye, she'll see things.
Exactly. And then Grigor, you could make it. You could be there, or you could make it as far as here, I'd say, but that'd be as far as you could go.
Basil would be, now that he can see the door, would be just kind of walking towards it on his own power.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and move Basil to wherever. Basically, Basil could get as far as right there. And Othwin's obviously on your head. So, all right. So here's the situation. When you get to about there, Dax, and you're talking, you're like, no, dog not bad, dog good. As you take a step forward saying that, out of the left side of your eye, you see movement. Roll me a dexterity check, please.
Uh, 23.
Beautiful. So the movement catches your eye, and without even thinking, your body almost reacts for you. You can basically jump out of, jump into a new position. So you can either jump forward, you can jump back to where you just came from, you can jump back here. But those are kind of the three positions you need to move. I'll let you pick which one. Just go ahead and point to where, and I'll move you there so I can keep the game paused. So just kind of tell me, do you want to go basically here?
Yeah, forward, right.
Forward? Okay. Okay, so you go.
Yep.
You see that motion, and you just basically lunge forward out of the position you were just previously in. And as that happens, the rest of you guys, you see her do this, and then you start to hear the sound of feet on tile, and the sound is coming from the open door at the edge of the kitchen, back in the main room you guys originally came from with the staircase. And it sounds like multiple footsteps, and you guys are here, and I'd say at least Daxori, you're hearing. What do you guys do? And I'm leaving the game paused. You can tell me what you're going to do.
Dax, upon seeing this, would immediately motion to Grigor and Basil across from her, and she would I'm trying to think of the best way to describe this. She would basically, because I can't think of another way to describe it at the moment. She would basically try and signal people low hoods out in the hallway.
Okay. How would you, just through like hand motions, would you be mouthing it? What would you be doing?
She would mouth it. She would mouth low hood, and then she would kind of she would point her head at the hallway.
Okay. Go ahead, and I want you to roll me a performance check real quick. And Grigor, you'd be the one to see this because Basil. Actually, Othwin will be able to see because she's above you because she's on top of Basil. So Othwin and Grigor, roll me perception checks real quick.
Oh, mother.
I would be facing her too. No?
Yes, you are facing Talina. I'm sorry. Talina is facing Dexori because you turned after spilling the food.
You said performance, right?
Uh-huh.
So with that plus 16.
What was I rolling?
Perception, please. All right, what was the performance check?
16.
Beautiful. Okay, so Othwin, you have no problem seeing Dexori mouth the word what you believe to be Lowhood, and you see her point in the direction of the main hallway. Like you can see where she's pointing, you can see her say it. Grigor, you see her mouthing the word, and you're like, Blowhard? And you're not sure what she's mouthing. But you see her point, but you do see her pointing towards the adjacent room.
You could have chose any other phrase.
Well, I'm trying to think of words that sound like that when you like move your mouth, like what would be similar like mouth movement, and Blowhard's pretty close.
Oh my god.
No, guys, stop being Laura Bailey. I'm not saying blow space hard. The word blowhard. Have you never heard that word before?
No.
Okay,
never.
Neon. It is for some of us 9:21 at night
Oh my
on a
gosh.
Thursday. You cannot expect our brain not to go there.
Jeez, I have a party full of Laura Baileys.
Blowhard is a
Hey,
personal or
I
function
agree.
person,
Thank you.
apparently.
Laura Bailey, she's from Critical Role, and she's always anytime somebody says something even like,
Oh.
that you could possibly squint and make dirty, she's the one that starts giggling every time.
I am being innocent. Thank you.
I appreciate
Uh-huh.
you. Thank you very much.
Shit.
I meant the
I'm
word
at
blow
least
hard.
Sam.
All right,
Yeah,
whatever.
a pompous person.
Anyways, you're not sure what she's saying, but you see that she's pointing into the other room. Talina, you don't see her obviously mouth the words because she has her back to you, but you see her pointing. Actually, would you be just mouthing the words, Dexori, or would you actually kind of be whispering, like trying to like say it quietly while you're mouthing the words?
No, she would be mouthing the words because
Okay.
she doesn't want to accidentally catch their attention.
Okay. So, Talina, in that case, you're just seeing her look back, and obviously you can see Grigor and Basil and Othman all back in that hallway, but you see her pointing in the direction, and now you're starting to hear the footsteps as well that sound like they're getting a little bit closer. And you also hear the that's coming from the other room. And after a brief,
Doggo is.
go ahead.
So I'm still upright, right? Doggo's just.
Yeah, you're just kind
At my
of you're
feet, not on top
yeah,
of me?
you were standing. You're just kind of keeled over a bit, trying to get your breath. But the problem is because you're keeled over trying to catch your breath, and the food is spilled on you, is almost every time you feel like you're starting to get a whiff of clean air, it catches your nose again.
It's game's paused, so I don't know if I have an action.
Hmm.
I would press the digitation to clean it off of me, but.
Okay, you can do that. Doesn't are you going to do that, or is that just what you would do?
Yeah.
Oh, fine.
No, because the game was paused, so I wasn't sure if we were in like any kind of.
I just don't want you guys
initiative or
moving your tiles.
whatever. There. So
Okay.
if Doggo's presumably licking my boots or my.
Yes,
pants,
he is.
whichever.
He has proceeded now to licking your boots and whatever fell on the floor after spilling on it from the table.
Okay, I'll clean off anything that's on me then, and then I'll leave the dog to whatever's on the floor.
Okay, yeah. So you're very successful in prestidigitation doing that. After a couple of seconds after that, you catch the semblance of fresh air, and you're like, okay, I'm good. And this all happens pretty quickly, obviously, and you continue to hear those footsteps. And it's about at this time that as you prestidigitation yourself, you hear a voice yell from the other room, "Oi, Glick! Where are you at? Stupid mongrel." And you guys hear Glick behind you, like, shaking and, like, and he's, like, trying to, you can see he's, like, thinking about saying something. He looks at Selena and,
Glick here. Glick cooking. Glick make mess.
It's silence for a moment.
Are you all right? Glick, glick, good. Glick, glick, mess, glick, clean up.
Was silent for another minute.
All right, well, whatever. Make us some food. We're hungry.
And then you hear the footsteps that they're still there, but seem to taper off a bit. For a brief moment, you think. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna flick a gold coin towards him.
You're gonna flick a gold coin towards him?
Yep.
Okay. You flick the gold coin, and it catches him off guard for a second as this shiny object starts flying towards him, and he does that thing where he tries to grab it, and he like has to like he tries to grab it with one hand, and he misses it, and he tries, and it's like dancing between both hands, and he's like, and he's trying not to drop it, but he is able to catch it, but it takes him a second of like kind of like juggling it before he's finally able to clasp the gold coin, and he holds it.
For glick?
And I just put my finger in front of my mouth, like, just don't say anything about it.
And he kind of goes,
And goes, shh, okay.
and he'll just and he takes it, and you watch as he bites the gold coin with his big goblin teeth, and and he sticks it in the pocket, the little front pouch of the cooking apron, and then he takes the little chef's hat, goes, pulls it down on top of his head, and it slides down to where it's almost covering his eyes. He pops up the front of it. Now it's dripping off the back of his head, and the whole top just flops back.
Goes, glick, make food. No trouble.
And runs over to runs over to the fireplace and starts putting more things in the pot, like little spices and random stuff, and mixing it with a big wooden ladle, and he just looks like he's busy cooking. What are the rest of you guys doing?
Dax is gonna put a bone on the ground gently for storage. Once he's done licking up that or whatever mess is on the floor.
Okay.
And then after she does that, she's going to prep she's gonna knock an arrow just in case they decide to come in here.
Okay, so you're prepping an arrow after putting the bone down, and yeah, within seconds, he catches the scent of the bone and turns and flops down on the ground and starts chomping on the bone, and so he is now prone. Okay. Basil, Othwin, Grigor, anything that you three would like to do after this exchange you guys just heard? And at this point, now all of you can see the small goblin chef with the hat too large for him, the apron too big for him, leaned over a massive cauldron in the fireplace with a huge wooden ladle, and he's just throwing things in and mixing stuff up. And you hear the occasional bloop, 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 coming out of the cauldron.
Counter argument: Basil can't see nothing right now.
Well, yeah, you're
from
kinda,
his position. It's kind of
mechanically,
awkward.
Yeah, here, let me do this. Mechanically, you're limited. That should
Still
help you right
can't
there.
see.
Actually, yeah, you can.
He doesn't have an actual token.
Oh,
No, there's tokens right here.
okay.
No, we can't
I
see
don't
it.
see it. I don't see it.
I
There he
cannot
is.
believe this whole time. Why didn't you say anything? I didn't realize this whole time you couldn't see him. Oh my gosh. I'm a bad GM, guys. Oh my gosh.
No, it's okay. Last time I didn't say anything because he was hidden, so that makes sense. And today it didn't dawn on me that I couldn't see him until you
It
said.
didn't dawn on you that I was like, oh my gosh. I've been moving him around. I've been like doing things. Oh my gosh.
And I've been
Fun
theorizing
fact.
in my mind, and it's been amazing.
Yeah, fun fact: Stream couldn't have seen him either the entire time because
I
he
know
just
that
faded
because
into
I had him on
existence.
the DM layer. Son of a...
Bye.
Oh my gosh. Hold on, I gotta open a window. I'm dying in here.
Hey, bud. Nice to see you finally. Oh man. I need to add another vicious
Okay,
marker.
yeah, looks like he's Melon's run into a bio break. Okay. I am so sorry. I can't believe I did that. No, yes, Theater of the Mind, but there is actually a goblin token. I've been moving him around and everything. Thank you, Hunter. That's very appreciated. Okay, well, let's see. Melons. I thank you very much. I appreciate that. Melons.
I'm also gonna go do a bio break.
Yeah, go for it. Everybody take a quick little break. Perfect opportunity. Oh,
Don't tell me what to do.
But I'm the DM. That's my job.
Ha! Just
No, it's not.
It is if I was a very bad DM.
Wait, is that not? Yeah, that is how it works.
Yes, it is.
You want
Tyro,
one of those
perfect.
Red flag DMs.
Yeah, DM red flag is telling you what to do. Yeah, dude. Okay, so at work I used to like listen to music, and sometimes I'd watch like shows, but I've watched all the shows I want to watch on Netflix, and I've been not really feeling music, so I've been watching a bunch of YouTube videos, and a lot of them have been like tips and tricks and tutorials on different terrain crafting, so that I can learn new tricks and new things to make. Well, sprinkled in with all those videos, I've been getting a lot of suggestions for like how-tos and suggestions for DMs, and here's ideas that I've put in my game, and yada yada yada. And some of the videos that get sprinkled into those are like DM drama, like Reddit post stories. I'm gonna be honest,
I get those on TikTok.
I've never felt more like I've never felt better at being a DM or like feeling like I'm doing a good job until after I've heard some of these stories and go, oh, okay, I'm fine. Like, I could be so much worse. Like, this is, yeah, okay, I'm fine. Some of these stories, man, they are wild. But yes, by the way, as Tyro put in chat, you guys should go check out WorldSmith. It's super awesome. I use it for a lot of hurdles when it comes to, like, I have an idea, but I'm not sure how to implement it, like, mechanically, or I'm not sure how to implement it, like, converting the idea into, like, a D&D stat block or a character sheet or, like, a store or something like that. Really, really good. I don't recommend it in the case of I can build everything in WorldSmith and run a whole game. You can do that. I've done it. But I highly encourage anybody who is going to use it to bring your own ideas to the table. Like, hey, I have a concept for like this shop, and you plug your information in and it will build you a quick little shop with items and like a little description and stuff like that. Like, for me, I'm a creative thinker and I like coming up with ideas, but I'm not the best at creative writing, but I like having that thematic approach to my games. So things like WorldSmith really help kind of embellish on an already solid idea that I have, or kind of fluff it up a little bit to make it fit the D&D sphere in a way that I really, really appreciate. So highly recommend you should check it out. Click on the link there. I don't get I have a little referral list, so I get a little kickback if you do sub to it. But they have a 7-day free trial. So if you don't like it, you can cancel before 7 days. And it's really, really cool. They're always adding more stuff. They have some, they just added a couple new generators recently, and they're testing a player creation one. So if you're trying to make a PC and you've either played D&D before and want something kind of more like, you just want to kind of have like a randomizer, or if you are new to D&D and you're not familiar with building a character sheet and you want to kind of have help through the process, they're going to have a page for that, which is kind of cool. So anyways, go check it out. Okay, so Melon's back. I think we're waiting on Shadow, correct? Yes. I'll take that as yes. Boop. I have a ban evader trying to send me cheap viewers on streamboo.com.
Oh,
Fuck
do
yeah,
you have that
cheap
as a
viewers.
banned word?
No, if someone is already flagged as a ban evader or a likely ban evader, it will automatically hide the message and only show it to mods. And it puts a little red frame around it, and it says ban evader. So
Nice, nice. Yes, that makes sense.
that's a good call, Tyro. Thank you.
Yeah.
In fact, actually, while I'm waiting for Shadow, I can probably do it right now.
You're probably, yeah.
Oh, it smells like spring rain outside. I'm very excited.
You know what? You can keep the rain. I work outside. You can keep.
Back.
You know what? I don't mind if it rains today and tomorrow. as long as it's dry on Sunday.
I got it needs to hold off on any raining at least near me until Sunday. I don't want to go pick up my motorcycle in the frickin' rain.
Ooh, yeah. Okay.
Right,
That's fair.
Right, here's the deal. I'll take the rain until Saturday midnight my time, and then we'll give it to you.
Okay, yeah, no, that works.
I'll take it. Or you could just send it all to me. I love rain. Although we're already
Oh,
getting
Oh, even easier.
Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love rain. I just don't want to
just
go
don't want it this
frickin'
weekend.
riding
Yeah.
in the rain.
Yep. That's like whenever I have an
No,
airsoft game
no,
on a weekend. I'm like, I'll take the rain
I-
any other weekend.
I'll take it. I'll take it Sunday. I'll take it Friday, just not Saturday.
Mm-hmm. All
Also,
right.
you play airsoft?
I do. I've been playing since I was 9.
Oh, I've been trying to find a league. I play airsoft and paintball.
Oh, nice. Wait. You'll have to. We'll have to DM later, and I can help you find. Depending on where you live, I can help you find some stuff because I know some stuff. So.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I don't have. There's not like a league out here, but I actually, the real quick side tangent. The guy who owns the 2 local fields, because it's the same company, I'm friends with him. I actually just messaged him today, and so like I've got kind of an in a little bit with both of them. But we have an 80-acre rock quarry that they've turned into a field that we go play at. And then
Nice.
yeah, and then he has an indoor field that's it's 2 warehouses next to each other with an empty space between, then an empty space off to the side for an indoor field. So we actually have both, which is pretty cool. But anyways.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not necessarily looking for a league, just a group of people to go with.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. You'll have to DM me after session, and I'll help try to see if I can help hook you up with some places.
I'll DM you tomorrow, because after session I'm going to bed.
That works too. Okay, returning back to where we were. Now that you can actually see Glick, and I'm not just moving a token around for my own frivolity, as a little bit of a reminder, you guys are hearing the sounds of footsteps out in the hall. You're not sure if they're walking away, but they definitely do not sound like they're coming close to you anymore. It sounds like Glick was able to convince them to not come in here, and you can tell that they don't really care too much for Glick, so they probably didn't want to come in here anyways. I will tell you, as a player situation, since it's a PC, Merrick is hiding. I'm not gonna tell you where because he knows and you don't. But he rolled a dirty 20 on his stealth check, so just give your props to your your fellow party member. He rolled really well.
Well done, not Jesse, for rolling well.
Yeah, exactly. But what would you guys like to do in this moment? You guys can hear the soft footsteps out there. You guys see Glick cooking in front of the fireplace, or in front of the oven stove. What would you guys like to do?
Oh, rapier.
You want to pull the rapier? Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going in here unarmed.
Okay.
Gregor would peek around the corner.
Okay. I'm going to move you so you can peek. As you peek around the corner, the angle of the wall doesn't help you out too much. And you can't really see too far into the adjacent room. But you definitely can hear the sound of movement in that room over there.
Gregor would try to sneak into the room.
Okay. Into the kitchen?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and move wherever you'd... I unpause it so you can move wherever you'd like to go. Okay. So as you round the table, there in front of you is about a 4-foot tall goblin with a chef's hat too big for him and a big apron, eagerly cooking in front of the fire. And he does glance over at you and looks a little apprehensive. I assume you still have your weapon in your hand.
Yeah, but it's not like in a ready position.
Okay, just holding it. Okay. He looks a little apprehensive at the weapon's presence, but he looks like he's also too busy cooking to like leave. He glances between you and Talina though, and then back in like between the two of you. And I'd say it's up to you, Talina, if you would notice that Glick is looking at you.
Given where Grigor came from, I'd probably keep an eye on that side of the corner. So yeah, probably.
Yeah, you see Glick looking at you and then back to him, and he looks a little like that face of this cool.
Yeah. I'll give him a nod.
He points to Grigor. Friend. Does Talina respond to him when he says that, or?
Oh, I thought that was to Grigor.
No, he points at Grigor, but he's asking like, friend?
Yeah, she nods again.
Ah, friend. And then he points to Grigor, friend, and then points himself, Glick. And then goes back to stirring his big wooden ladle in the cauldron. And I'd say, Grigor, you're close enough. The stench that is coming out of that cauldron is rough. It is a mixture, like I mentioned a little bit earlier to Talina, like too much vinegar, something's probably some sort of meat that's not fresh meat anymore, mixed with like the not rotten vegetables, but that scent that vegetables start to get when they're turning, and then like a little bit of oregano on top of that. And it's, yeah, pungent. Actually, hold on a second. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Disregard that. I clicked the wrong button.
Whatever it was a nat 1.
Yeah, it was not a good roll anyway, so it's fine, but what I meant to do is click that one.
I saw, but won't snitch.
It doesn't matter. It was a bad roll anyways. So as this is kind of all transpiring in Basil and Othwin, as you guys are kind of starting to inch your way into the edge of the room here as well, you hear the sound of woof, 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 woof coming from the other room, and the sound of, and then you hear, oi, you, stop, and then you hear more running, and then you hear the sound of a door swing open and slam shut. And the footsteps sound like they're running away.
Who heard this? Just
All of you. This is a very loud series of noises that were coming from the main hall.
From the main hall.
Yeah, and the sounds, like you hear them like carrying away, like multiple footsteps running in the opposite direction.
Okay, here's just a simple question.
Yes.
I'm asking it because Othwin's been on Basil's head the entire time. Has her spell gone through, or did that not even start?
So this is about the time that the spell would have ended, give or take on all the. I mean, obviously it takes a little bit longer in person, but in game things move at a different pace. And because
from
Othwin,
Basil's position, because
yes, and because Othwin has not, because Othwin's been on top of him the whole time and hasn't physically done anything. The ritual hasn't been broken. So I'd say that anyone inside a 30-foot radius of Othwin would get the healing. Now I don't recall. It is 2d8 plus the spellcasting modifier, which is 2. So 2d8 plus 2 to.
I think if she just targets all of us and then casts the spell, it should just take the spell slot. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you are correct.
Do the thing.
Yes, I forgot about that. Please go ahead and do that. Yeah.
I gotta remember how to, click everybody.
Yep. You're going to hold
That's
shift
why.
and then hover over people and press T.
Don't
Yep, there you
forget
go.
Doggo. Assuming you can target 6.
She can target 6 creatures.
I'm forgetting someone. Who am I forgetting?
Grigor.
Greek
What?
on the left.
Oh, I
Who you
cannot
can't
see him.
Yeah, because you.
Hold on. Oh, yeah. Even. Oops. Hold on. He is still within 30 feet, though. I don't think you have to
I just
see
can't-
them.
It needs to be within
I-
visual range.
I can't see him at all.
Oh, yeah. Up to 6 creatures that you can see within range. I'll argue, though. You know what? I'm gonna move him here because time-wise is wibbly wobbly. He would have caught it as he was leaving the range, I'll say. So we'll give it. We'll make it
Wibbly
easy.
wobbly, timey, good DM.
Exactly. Yes.
Heal your party before combat.
My
Don't forget to target
fucking
yourself.
opera would be cooperative and not a dick.
Is your browser being dumb?
Yeah.
There we go. So yeah, that gives you
Every
5
time
creatures.
I
Yeah. You can also target
fucking
yourself,
right
can't you?
click.
I think you can target yourself.
I'm struggling. Hold on. I can't
Do you
seem to
have-
right click.
Do you have hardware
I-
acceleration turned on in your browser?
I'm trying to figure out. I don't. Wait, what does that do?
It's a setting in Chrome and Chromium-based web browsers.
I
where
don't have Chrome. I have
Well,
Opera.
But Opera is Chromium-based.
It's
is what I was saying.
Chromium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's everybody, right?
Okay. Yeah, you got everybody. So yeah, you can go ahead and cast the spell. And this should. This is a good lesson for me in Foundry and healing spells and potions because I've never done them before. So I think you just click healing in the chat. Ooh, that's a very good roll. 8, 7 plus 2, 17 points of healing. So I'm going to do this, and everybody should get up to 17 points of healing, which looks to be everybody except for Basil. And you're only one, and you're 1 HP shy of it, which is hilarious. Everybody's pretty much now back at full health. That 1 point of HP is just like, nah, fam, we out. Cool.
Nice.
There you go. So then that's about when Grigor leaves the range. So it's like, you feel it as you step out of range. Okay, now back to what we were. Thank you for checking on that, Basil.
Yep.
I forgot because stuff. So yeah, you guys are hearing the sounds of what sounds to be some sort of a chase, possibly happening in the other room that is then that is leaving the distance, or leaving this immediate space.
Mm-hmm.
What would you do? What you do?
I want Basil to kind of approach the rest of the group just to get closer and not just be up
Okay.
here.
Go for it.
I will say close the door behind.
Okay, go ahead. You should be able to click it.
And then basically just get to this point with Othwin on head.
On head. Hothwin on head.
I want to shuffle past the doggo, and maybe Daxari isn't moving forward, so I will go here. Oh, never mind. I will go here, but apparently there's a wall in the way.
Yeah, there's a crate there. Yeah, that basically you can see there's a large like a chest or a crate that's kind of in the way.
We can send 2 abreast between those 2 spots.
Yeah, that's
Pretty
fine.
sure?
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah. You're not 5 foot by 5 foot, so you can 100%.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say
Yeah.
I am slender elf.
Yeah, everyone in this game is very rotund. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, so yeah, you guys are easily able to share that space right there. So you guys are just kind of bracing towards the door, I take it?
I have no idea what's going on there, but I want to know.
Yeah, real quick, Melon, could you help Fox with hardware acceleration? Setting?
Yeah, she's gonna need to drop from
Yes.
this for a little bit, but Fox, I will just kind of. Do you mind if we jump to another chat real quick?
Yeah, because I mean,
That's not gonna break anything.
No, it's gonna no, because if you guys jump out and rejoin, it'll just shuffle things around. It won't shuffle things around. I mean, it'll just turn them off, turn them on the OBS thing. So.
Okay, Fox, just jump with me to another chat real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's gonna make it unplayable for her unless we get it fixed. So.
Yeah, it's already unplayable.
That's what I mean, and this should help that. So. Okay, so they're gonna fix that real quick. So we'll let me make sure here before I don't want to go too far with because they can't even hear me. So. We love technology.
As someone who works with it every day, no, I don't.
I was trying to figure out why one of the other bad guy tokens had a torch because he's glowing, and I realized he's not. He's on top of one of the overturned candles. I need to have like Jeopardy music I can click or like elevator music. Wait, actually, I think I have elevator music.
Oh my god, please no.
And then
Yes,
elevator music with the technical.
Yes,
We're experiencing
yeah,
technical difficulties.
Yep, that's what I was thinking. Yep. That's what they need to add like the equivalent of elevator music, but like tavern music, into this app. That would be hilarious. RC just joined the chat.
Hey Neon, there's a gift for stream.
Yeah, that's the one.
Hold on, I need to see if I can open this. Open in browser, visit site. Save image as.
One that I'm thinking of.
Oh, okay? Yes, I will pull that up. 1 second.
Oh yeah. Okay, this is the. Yeah, where is it? Yeah, no, this is the song that I'm thinking of.
Yes. Yep. That was it.
Yeah.
Hang on a second. Let me get this.
Oh my god, he actually putting it in.
Oh yeah, it's on my overlay. It's on my stream right now.
Yeah, no, I have the stream up on my phone. Muted. That was
a 7
Now
commercial. That's what we need.
Now he just needs the song.
I'm working on it. Well, he sent me a. Go away! I don't care about 7 Brew. I mean, I do. It's amazing, but I don't want it right now. Hang on, if I do. What if I do? There we go.
I love that. And people that step away from the stream for a moment and then come
no
back to
clue
this
what's
are gonna be
going
so confused.
So confused. It's literally just a looped video of an elevator going down on like a glass tower, and it's 3 hours of jazzy elevator music.
Can you send this video to me?
Yes.
just throw it to the table because now I'm curious.
Yeah, I'll just put it in the same spot that you just put yours.
I might need this for future reference.
Yeah, Hunter, yours is good, but like the vibe I was thinking was this.
They listed all the tracks.
Oh my gosh, you're right. The first comment, your call is very important to us. Please continue to hold.
We're calling to talk to you about your car's extended warranty. Okay, maybe it's a little too loud on the stream. Let me turn it down. There we go. Wait, hold on, I got this. It's
We appreciate your call. Your call is very important to us. Please stand by for the next operator.
nearest operator. That'd be weird. It's funny because the joke gets. I'm watching my own stream through OBS. It gets funnier the longer it's up to me. Like it's like haha, but like it just keep like I don't know why in my head it keeps getting funnier.
No, I agree.
In all seriousness, though, for those of you who are watching, I appreciate your patience. Normally, like, you know, we would just move on, but the game was becoming basically unplayable for Fox, the player of Othwin. So rather than her get frustrated through tech issues, we'll just take a quick pause, let Melon help fix it, hopefully, and then we'll pick up where we left off. So I appreciate your patience, people.
Also the comment, I've waited more than 3 hours just to get to the third floor.
Little do people know, this is the rest of the stream.
Yeah, this is the whole stream. Did I not mention that? This is when I was doing my DM prep today, I literally said, get to the 2-hour mark and cue elevator music. This one, we'll be right back after this commercial.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not wrong.
Every comment here is given so much attention. This is the most wholesome comment section on YouTube.
50% of elevator music is uplifting. Boo.
This dude, holy shit, 4 years later and this dude still replies. Is this elevator even going to land on my floor? We are experiencing a very high volume of calls at the moment. Your call is important to us and will be answered by the next available agent.
I like the replies to that 4 years later comment.
Yeah.
Apparently
like,
a month ago he was still replying to
He's
comments.
still, that's amazing. And that was years ago too.
Hello again. We
perfect.
can just drag Fox back in here. She's still messing with some settings, but we think we've got one of the main issues.
Awesome. Okay, so I can go ahead and turn off my tech issues and I can turn the music off. Okay.
I might have accidentally backed out somehow because
No, that's fine. Go ahead.
we got one part. We didn't get the other part. Still can't figure that out.
All good. We were all giggling because I found a YouTube video of elevator music because we put up a GIF that said technical issues while I had elevator music playing, and we were reading the comment section of the video, and it was hilarious.
Both the GIF and the video are in the table chat. You didn't
Yes.
miss anything.
Yeah, nothing of any consequence just happened. We were just entertaining ourselves.
That comment section's a gold mine, by
It
the way.
absolutely is.
Highly
I
recommend.
got so lucky on that because I just literally searched elevator music. That was the first one that came up.
All right.
Are you at least back in the session so that you can see things?
Yes, I technically never left.
Okay, good. I just wasn't sure if you had to leave to get it to work because I wasn't sure if you have to restart your browser. Okay.
Acceleration was on is the weird part.
Okay. Is it running
the
any better
problem
than it
is-
was?
The main problem is it's the mouse because no, I don't want to exit from Foundry. Like when I right click,
Mhm.
you know, the thing to move everything around.
Uh-huh.
Like I can move the screen around,
Mhm.
and I'm not holding the button down.
Oh.
But if it feels like I click at certain areas, it brings up a whole new tab. Sometimes it'll back me out of like go back, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Well, I will say if it continues to do that is just close your browser and restart it. But what may have happened is you may have, when you were right clicking, like flung your cursor out of the window, and then it'll get stuck.
Oh.
I've had that happen to me with other programs before. I can't say with any degree of certainty that's exactly what happened, but it may be the case. If you
I have that if my mouse is charging and I unplug it, the way it fixes it for me is to do Control Delete. That opens the full screen task manager thingy, and then just Xing out of that.
Yeah. The other thing you might want to try doing when you guys, and this might actually is good advice for all of you guys when we're playing, is if you hit F11, it'll make your browser full screen. And because it's a because it's a game within a browser, you remove like tabs being visible and stuff. So obviously, if you need them, don't do that. But if you're just playing the game inside the window, that probably doesn't hurt.
It was still opening a new tab in full screen.
Okay, gotcha. Just checking. Okay.
Yeah. It was weird.
On accident.
Okay, so that's fine. Go ahead and rejoin. While you're rejoining, basically you guys are hearing what sounds like people running away is what I mentioned earlier. It does something, they're starting to get away, but you guys do hear another door, and then you hear another door open again, and so yeah, it's clear that someone's being chased. Actually, let me do it this way. Can everybody... Hang on. Because I always will mix these two up. And apparently I'm not the only one, so I feel better about that. Everybody roll me an intelligence check, please. Just a straight intelligence check.
Book smarts? We're testing book smarts.
Well...
Okay.
Yeah, you know what? Yes. Just roll me an intelligence check.
You said intelligence.
Yes, yeah.
16.
16? Okay, yeah. So all I need is Othwin's, and that'll be the last one. Okay. Othwin is too distracted after casting the spell, which makes sense because you were a little distracted from doing that. The rest of you all of a sudden realize, oh, shoot. That's probably Merrick being chased right now.
Oh yeah, Talina now knows what Ty knows.
What do you guys do?
Dex, sorry, does your character have any sleeves?
Have any what?
Sleeves. Does your garments have any sleeves?
Yeah.
Cool. They're getting yoinked as Talina moves towards the door.
Like you grab...
Not violently, just like, hey, come with.
She get like. I would say Jax gets pulled along, but if I'm picturing this, Jax is 6'2", almost 100 and something pounds. How big is Talina?
I'm not trying to pull you. I'm just letting you know, hey, I want you to come with. I'm pulling your arm, not your entire body.
Actually, Talina is not much different size-wise than you, by the way. It's pretty comparable.
I'm 5'8".
Okay.
5'8" and 165, so.
So I guess Dax comes and she's gonna whistle at Scorch and kind of like nod her head for him to join them.
Okay, go ahead and you guys can move Talina first.
No, I can't. I'm trying to move up one, but it's hitting a wall.
There you go. Yeah, so you can move, I'll say for the sake of brevity here, you can move 10 feet. So go ahead and just, and then Dax, you can move, no, that's 5.
No, I was standing here.
You can move 5 more.
Oh, okay.
And then Dax, you can follow 10 feet, and then Scorch will be right behind you. So basically, you can move right there.
I would be right where. Yeah, I was about to say I'd be right there.
Yeah, you'd be right behind her. And then Scorch would be right behind you. So you guys watch. The rest of you guys watches as Talina runs off through the door. Dax follows, and Scorch is tailing. Do you guys follow, or do you guys stay put? What do you guys do? You guys being Grigor, Othwin, and Basil, by the way.
Grigor would be moving to follow.
Same with Basil.
Okay, so in that case, what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna say I'll go ahead and move you guys since you guys are all following in a line. Othman, are you still on Basil's head?
Yes.
Okay, cool. That'll make things easier. Okay, so as you guys all, I'll say this. As you guys all, oh my gosh. Zoop, zoop, zoop. As you guys all enter the main hall, there's nobody in here. But you can hear the sound of the footsteps coming from the now opened, which was closed, door below you. And you notice now that the candlelight that was coming from that room to the south of you is gone. It's been snuffed out. So the room is dark. But you can hear the sounds of like shouting and barking coming from this direction.
I would have gone towards the door then if I had noticed.
Okay.
I see the dude, which I
Yes.
would have seen as I ran past anyway. So
Right,
yes.
and basically what would happen, the reason I paused it is because as you see the door open and you head that direction, you catch like the tail end of a cape and a foot disappearing through the door on the other corner of the room over there. That's why I said that's why I paused.
Figure of light appears next to that dude.
Okay, so as you see this, you immediately can't cast dancing lights.
Dancing lights right there. For the one big,
there?
vaguely humanoid form, not the small balls.
Okay.
My
So the humanoid one. Okay, give me a second.
shining
here.
sister, so to speak.
Yes. It is.
In my patented light bluish color, so that
Here it is.
Merrick knows that it's me.
That's not it. Huh. What happened to the... Oh, that's dumb. Hold on. Ah, there it is.
That's not the blue one.
No, hold on. Huh.
That's fine.
Well, that's stupid. I'm not sure what happened to the blue one. All right.
That's
Well,
fine.
anyways,
We
the
can
dancing
imagine
light
it blue.
appears, and it's a humanoid shape right next to him, and it's technically blue. I don't know why it's not blue. Okay. So as you that appears and illuminates that whole room, you hear, "What the heck is that?" And you can't see him, but you can hear it. I'd say I'll move you guys kind of roughly where everybody would be here. Oops. Nope. Don't do that.
And I'm like, for the ones behind me, I'm clearly pointing in the direction where I put the thing.
Yeah.
To aim it. So y'all know that it's over that way.
Yeah. So okay, but the game is on pause now, so I'm able to adjust stuff. And you can see, well, Talina, from where you're standing, you can't see anybody in that room. You can see your light illuminating the room, but you can hear him in that room.
Yep. I just got kicked out.
You got kicked out.
Yeah. It's like it refreshed, gave me a red box, and then quickly refreshed to the login screen. So give me a second.
Weird.
I'll be back. Sure, it's just a refresh issue. Ooh. It's not loading. Everybody else still have connection to Foundry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I do not.
You don't have connection?
No, I don't have connection anymore.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Well-
wait, it's loading in. I'm loading in.
Oh, no, we're good. Maybe it was a hiccup because my internet's still good.
Yeah.
And Monhold's still connected.
Yeah, I'm not. So hold on. let me see.
Everybody do a quick refresh. Must have been a hiccup.
Note to self, don't look at stream. I just noticed the spoilers over there.
Whoa, what the? Oh, yeah, because of you guys
Yeah,
can see
because
because you can see
party
my
members. Yeah. I'm gonna imagine I didn't see that because I didn't.
Okay, I'm
I
back.
don't know what you're talking about.
Good players, guys. Good players.
I'm not looking at the stream currently either.
Oh. Well, I gave you credit then. Let's make sure
Okay,
everybody
I'm
can
back.
check. All right, so Shadow's in. Fox, you in?
Yeah, I was never.
It didn't kick you. Okay. Basil, I noticed.
Did a refresh.
Hmm?
Did a refresh.
And you're good?
Yeah.
Okay. And Monhold, you never lost connection. Cool. So we're back up running. Okay.
We good?
Yeah, we're good. Yep. So what are you doing? Okay. So you sprint across the room. Daxora, you could 100% be right behind her because everybody's moving quick right now. So if you want to go ahead and move, you can.
You say sprint, but I'm moving quickly but cautiously.
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah,
making
Dax
sure.
is gonna be following behind with her bow still in her hand, ready.
Okay. And Scorch
If
would be
poss-
following behind you.
If possible,
Mhm.
Vassal would kind of try to get himself moved to the front, but also give Othwin the chance to stop being on his head.
Okay, you could definitely get into the room. Talina is 1,000% in front of you and blocking the doorway.
That's okay.
But as far as Othwin, that's between, that's up to Fox on what Othwin wants to do, obviously.
Intruder.
The heck?
It's Jesse.
Yeah, but Jess.
Jesse.
Okay.
And Grigor, you're able to see enough light from Daxori's glow as well as the residual light from the dancing lights that you can kind of navigate your way through the dark. Jesse, are you jumping back in? Are you joining us?
Yeah, I can be in now.
Beautiful. I will go ahead and you can take over. So in that case, we're going to jump to Jesse real quick. So backing up a little bit.
I've been chased.
Merrick, you had in the previous session, you had ducked into that room and snuffed out the candle and been and basically kind of lingering in the dark and hiding. However, as you were hiding in there, there was 2 individuals that you could hear outside the door, as well as the pitter patter of a dog, and you heard them yell into the kitchen something about something called Glick, having to do with some food, make us some dinner. And as you heard the footsteps start to venture back towards the staircase, you heard the sound of a dog making a sniffing sound, and after a moment, you heard woof, 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 and the dog, you could hear him running towards the door, and you don't wait any time. You just full on darted to the direction of the other door and just burst through the door and just basically started running, hoping for the best. And at that point, you can hear him right on your heels, and you have a dog and a low hood member and a sergeant all chasing you. You burst through the first door, find yourself in some sort of entryway, possibly. You immediately there's a door in front of you. You burst through that one, find yourself in some sort of a room with a piano, and you just keep running. There's double doors. And this is where we grab you, where the 2 double doors burst open, and you find yourself now in a billiards room. There's a large mantle off to the right. There's some plush chairs and a weird hexagonal octagonal shape billiards table in the middle of the room. And there is a door up forward to your left that you remember peeking through earlier when you noticed some people playing at this table, and another door in the far right corner of the room. And basically you have them kind of chasing from behind. You do hear additional feet following, and you heard a guy yell, "What the heck is that?" That was behind you now. But what do you do?
I want to roll initiative.
You want to roll initiative? Is that what you said?
Yep.
Okay. All right. In that case, roll me. Let's do this. Go ahead and roll initiative. I will add those 2 current. Actually, I'll add all of them. I believe the phrase is "I'm a stab a bitch."
I didn't want to say that out loud.
That's funny. All
But
I'm
fair.
I'm rolling for them. Okay. So initiative has been rolled. However, because they're chasing you. Since they're chasing you, if you wanted to stop and immediately wish an attack, you would technically catch them off guard because they assume you're still running away. They're not expecting you to basically just turn and immediately attack them. So if you wanted to, you would get to go 1 turn before you are 3rd in the initiative order. Before we get everybody else in. There'll be 1 full round, obviously, probably before anything, depending on how this goes.
Yep, I will do that.
Okay, so in that case, I'm going to go ahead and begin combat. So you're going to go first. Let me, hang on, we're going to boop, boop. Okay, it is your turn. What do you want to do?
I think I remember the last time I've done this, I would have to select them separately and roll them separately, but I'm going to Magic Missile at level 1.
Okay. So yeah, you do need to do them individually, I believe. Or if you just want to go ahead and roll for all 3, and we could just go basically in order of 1, 2, 3, and it's up to you.
Well, I do have to select them for it to like apply damage too, right?
Yes, but I can also just manually do it, so it's up to you.
We're doing it this way. So 1 going towards the dog.
Okay.
Cringe.
Okay, so you stop and just and you cast it out, and the first one strikes the dog, and he whimpers.
Yep, and 2.
Okay. The little effect is really cool on that magic
2 go
too.
towards the guy.
Okay. Okay.
Those are really cool effects.
Yeah, those are really neat. And actually, the program I'm using has an update. I need to update it, and it actually has a lot more. But okay, so you dart into the room, have a split second where you comprehend where you are. You don't see a door directly in front of you. You spin on your heels, and 3 magic missiles fly out of your hands. First one strikes the dog, and the dog it strikes him in the face and kind of dissipates. And you kind of see him like react to the hit, the pain, and he whimpers. And the 2 more fly over the top of him, hit the low hood behind him, and he lets out a yelp of pain as he's kind of thrust backwards a couple of feet. And he's looking pretty hurt already, and the dog's not looking too great either. That's your attack. You still have your movement and your bonus action. And I'll say, Talina, you watch this happen. You are standing in basically a straight line from where they're at with all these open doors, and you see the guy in front of you, but then behind him you see this shimmer and shine of the magical effects leaving Alexander and striking people in front of him.
For the rest of the remains, I will back up, let's say 1, 2, 3. Why not? And that'll be my turn.
Okay, so that's going to be your turn. Okay, so now it's going to go to the top of the round. It's going to skip everybody and go, now it's a regular turn order. So the first guy is going to... Basically what's going to happen, I'm going to go through this turn order real quick, guys, and then we're going to bring everybody else into combat. All right, so first up is actually going to be this guy. He's actually... We're going to skip him because he is not focused on that yet. Actually, no, he would have heard that. So he sees what's in front of him. He hears that... You said that's like a humanoid shape, correct? You didn't do the little one, you did the big one? Okay.
Yeah, it's like her shape. It's the Shining Sisters, I just decided to call it.
Sure.
Basically her, but in a glowing form.
He is not distracted by the light. He hears the sounds and sees his people taking hits. So he is actually going to rush to assist. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's his full movement. And that's all he can do. So that's going to be his turn. The thug is going to go ahead and move around the dog. And then he's actually going to use his crossbow and take a shot at Jesse and misses. He is too distracted from the pain. The bolt goes wide, strikes the window frame behind you, and that's going to be his turn. And now it's your turn again. All right, so Merrick, you're up once more.
Oh man, I am tempted. I am so tempted right now.
That's what you're tempted by, but do it.
I would say that scares me, but okay. And I will say, from where you're standing, that you turned around, you can, in the very distance, see Talina, way, way off in the distance. I mean, you're 60 feet away from her, but you can see her.
I need to read up on an ability of mine real quick if I can find it.
Okay, so in that case, what we're going to do is we're going to have the Mastiff. So I'm going to add everybody else to the turn initiative, but don't roll initiative yet. Just I don't want, because the Mastiff is going to go first. I want everybody to go after the Mastiff. So
trying to find the casting of darkness with sorcery points. That should be in features. I am blind.
So it is. I remember this.
It's Eyes of the Dark. There we go. I found it.
Yeah, when you reach 3rd level, you learn the the darkness spell, which doesn't count against your number of sorcery points. Sorcerer spells known. You can cast it by spending 2 sorcery points or by expending a spell slot. So you can spend 2 of your sorcery points, which you have 4, and you can cast darkness. So I believe if you just click Eyes of the Dark, it will let you cast it, if I'm not mistaken.
Let me cast it off of that. Okay, let me read on darkness real quick again as well.
Darkness basically creates a
15-foot radius sphere.
Yes, of pure darkness, and
sphere.
the only one who can see through it is you, or someone has to have, I think it's blind sight or true sight. They can't, just dark vision
True
doesn't
sight.
work. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can see through it, but nobody else can. But yeah, if you just cast it, like if you just click Eyes of the Dark, it should put it into. Sorry,
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay, there you go. So.
Boink.
Oh.
Oh, I need to select my token.
Yes.
So I'm selecting myself. Apply to selected tokens. Well, that didn't do much.
No, that's okay. That's weird. All right. What we'll do.
You should have the darkness spell. You should cast that.
Yeah, I have the spell, so I can try and cast that.
Yeah, go ahead and do darkness
Really?
spell, but don't have it use a spell slot, which it should give you that
Wait a
option.
minute. What the? Why do I have 2 of these? I have 2 of these.
2 of what?
Interesting. The Eyes of the Dark. If I go into my effects page, there's 2 of them, and it's like
because you
one
have
of them
an
is an
inactive one
passive,
and you have a
and one of them is
passive one, yeah.
inactive.
It's because you just applied them to yourself,
okay.
so don't worry about it.
Got it. Okay.
But yeah, so go to your
darkness and
spells,
spells,
cast darkness,
and
but don't have it consume a spell slot.
don't have a consume a spell slot.
It should just-
Boink.
There you go. Okay.
There we go.
Oh, that's a cool effect. I haven't seen that one.
Oh, what the hell?
That was neat.
There's
I
lightning?
Okay.
didn't see it.
Why is there lightning?
Yeah, because he was casting
I
darkness.
don't know
That
why
was
there's
dope.
lightning.
Okay, so toggle darkness. Go ahead and click that, and it
Chat
should
can't
give
see
you the.
it, by the way.
It should give you the. Huh?
Chat can't see it, by the way,
Chat couldn't see the lightning.
because he's off screen.
Well, I mean, it was cast all the way across the screen, so.
Oh, fair. I missed it.
I did click toggle. It didn't do anything. Not that I can see.
Oh, that's weird. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so where do you want it? Because it's gonna cast.
It will be around me. So basically, as I
just like-
cast it, Nerd grabbed his necklace, his focus,
Mm-hmm.
and so it becomes the source of the darkness.
Ooh. Okay. Boom.
Yeah, that's big.
Okay.
I cannot see out of it.
That's
yeah.
Welcome to game mechanics. Okay.
Yeah. That's fine.
Hold on. Because it's.
You could temporarily give him true sight, I guess.
I think that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I'm gonna see if it'll let me do that because that might fix it.
But might also fix it for chat.
That's okay. Wait, there is not true sight. There's light perception, dark vision, see invisibility, sense invisibility, feel tremor, see all, sense all. I think it's called blind sight.
I think it might be see all.
Well, I don't want him to see all. That would be bad.
No. Yeah, true.
It'll break everything. I'm gonna try blind sight and see if that works.
I'm Daredevil.
That's a great way.
No,
to
I'm not even. I'm not even kidding.
No, you are. I can see what you see. Yeah, that's no. I'm gonna remove that.
Yeah.
Okay. That. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
That
I
was
love
amazing.
that.
Okay. That's really weird. I am surprised that that didn't. Hang on. Huh.
How did we do it last time?
If you use V12 and the Vision 5e module, you can add Devil Sight as a detection mode.
Wait. I'm sorry. How?
If you have V12 of Foundry and the Vision 5e module, you can add Devil Sight.
I don't. I don't have the. I don't think I have the vision module enabled.
Yeah. Never mind then.
Yeah. I think that's really weird. Okay. Well.
We can figure it out later. I mean, you can make me Daredevil again. We'll just work off with that.
Okay. I'm gonna risk this. I'm gonna give you. Oh, even that didn't work. What the heck? Okay.
My darkness is so powerful.
Yeah, it is, because I gave you see all, and it literally didn't make a difference. Like, even that didn't work. All right, well, darkness is very powerful. Okay, so... We're just gonna have to figure this out. So...
No. That's not what I should have clicked. Remove that.
Yeah, no.
I'm
Okay.
trying things. There's effects and stuff.
All right, so we're gonna
Maybe
try to carry this on because we're running out of time. So, what I want you to do is we're gonna cheese the system. I want you to pull up my stream,
Yeah.
and you should be able to see what you need to see by watching the stream, because you can see
Yeah.
what chat.
Well, we
sees.
can also put it this way, because doing what I just did, unless I'm stupid as shit, I believe it is an action anyway. It's not a bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
Let me.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I cast the spell, I just didn't use the actual spell slot. So
Correct.
that is kind of my turn anyway, and that is where I will end it. Basically, everything the enemy would see is,
Yeah.
as I stop there and back out, they miss their shot, and then there's just circle of blackness appearing around me.
And not only that, this guy actually is inside the radius of it. So now he is consumed by pitch black darkness. And the buddies behind him can kind of see his back a little bit, but he can't see anything. So that, as you said, that's where you're going to end your turn, because that was your movement. Actually, no, actually that was just your bonus action.
No, it was just a casting.
Yeah, you still have your action and your movement if you want.
No, I have bonus attack and movement, but I decided not to use any.
Okay, cool. All right, so now it's going to be the Mastiff's turn. He has a movement speed of 40, so he's going to go ahead and... Actually, no, he'd be too scared. He's going to move forward, but he is, like, sniffing at the darkness and barking at it, but he doesn't move into it at all. He does take a sniff, and he turns around and sees Talina behind him and moves back into the room and just starts growling at her and barking, and that's going to be his turn. So now, I need everybody else to roll me initiative, please. Which you guys have already been added, so everybody's just got to click their buttons.
I love how when we roll initiative, you see all kinds of different dice.
It's so cool.
table.
It makes me so happy. That's why that's honestly one of the biggest reasons I love Foundry. Oops, I forgot. Scorch is no longer prone. Let me fix that. He's been running for a couple
Just
seconds.
crawling on the floor the entire
He's just
time.
crawling the whole time. He's just belly scooting. And then
It's like that video of a lizard that's trying to run on
Yes.
a slippery surface.
Yes, I
He
do
still does
need
have
one.
he still does have his bone in his mouth though.
That's true. Yeah, he's got a bone stick is hanging in his mouth, so his barks are like. I do need a initiative from Othwin if Fox is able.
Also, hi everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Fox, you there?
Now that I know I'm not next, I'm gonna quickly check out my second.
I don't want to roll for her, but I will. Well, actually, it won't really matter because that was the end of the initiative order. So we're going to go to the top. Okay, so the next up is going to be the captain. Basil's going to be next on deck with Daxori after that. So the captain, he's never seen anything like this before. So he's going to kind of skirt the edge of it towards the billiard table. He's actually going to use half his movement speed to climb up on the billiard table, thinking he can see over it. He can't. So he is going to... honestly, he is going to throw his dagger. He's going to try to hit his target by throwing a dagger, but he is going to be making it at disadvantage because obviously he doesn't know where he is. So he's going to make a ranged dagger attack with disadvantage. 2 6s, doesn't hit. So you standing in the darkness hear the and it sticks into the wall somewhere over here, but it obviously doesn't get anywhere near you. You watch the dagger come through and hit the wall. And that's going to be all he can do on his turn. Basil, you are up. Daxori, you're up on deck.
All right. Let's see. How do I do the measure thing?
Oops.
Whatever. Okay, we're gonna do a quick 5. Oh, perfect. Boop.
Fox, if you want, I can do it for you.
I'm gonna try one more time.
Okay, yeah. There it goes.
But there we go.
Perfect.
There's the bottom anyway. Okay. I'm right before a dog. Never mind.
Yep. Okay.
All right. Basil's gonna go right up towards the Mastiff.
Okay.
And judging by this one's definitely not friendly. Why is Basil should have been a freaking monk, because my idea was to suplex the dog.
You want to suplex the dog, so you're gonna grapple him, or are you gonna like? Are you trying to like just unarmed strike and bash him?
Let's see. What items could Basil have like grabbed as he was running?
There is the chair, or the bench, I should say, for the piano that is right next to you. That is the closest item to you that is usable for what you're thinking.
Unarmed strike using full momentum of the running.
So full running, like you one hand swipe this small piano bench.
Basically,
swing
grab it, and then as Basil comes to a stop by the dog, the momentum carries, and he just kind of swipes
Give him the chair and just bash
chair.
him with the. Nice. All right, target the mastiff. Give me an unarmed strike with your tavern brawler feat.
Oh my god.
At this point,
Basil
every
is
time
just-
you enter combat, I'm like, what item is he using as a weapon now? Like, to me, it's a fun game of guessing what you're going to do or coming up with ideas so that when you say that, I go, here's some ideas.
It's not going to work on that one.
You have inspiration if you
I
want.
do have inspiration. I'm going to take the
I was
inspiration
going to
roll.
say, yeah. Okay, go ahead. Make sure you guys, if you guys are using inspiration, please make sure you tick it off of your sheet, please.
Yeah.
Wow.
I hate everything.
Okay, so you grab it and you swing it up and you bring it down, and as you do, the dog barks, his head comes up and it breaks on the dog's head, and but it doesn't do anything to him, and the dog just and you're like, oh, this dog's beefy, this dog doesn't like that. Like it or either that or the chair was weak, but it's just scary when it breaks on the dog's head and he's just growling at you, frothing at the mouth.
Basil's final line before I end my turn. Smile. Good doggy.
Nice. Okay, Dax, you are up with Grigor on deck. I love that. Good doggy? Question mark. The most audible question mark.
Let's see. Dax is gonna move forward up towards where Basil is.
Okay.
Are these doors right here? Are they open or closed?
No, they're open. That's why you can see this guy over here. They're both open, and those lines are the doors moving inward. They both open inward, and they are fully open.
Okay. Was moving's my action, right?
Moving is one of the three things you can do. It's not your action. You still have an action and a bonus action.
Okay.
Movement just be movement.
Yeah.
Dax is going to take the arrow she has knocked.
Okay.
And she's going to try and shoot this guy right here in the back.
Okay. Yeah, he's still visible to you. Oh, that's your short sword.
Oh, that is my short sword.
That would be really impressive. Just chucks the short sword.
You know, Dax is full of surprises.
I'd allow that on like a fighter or a paladin, like if they wanted to just chuck their sword like a melee weapon, or like maybe a barbarian with like an axe.
I'm too tired to try and do math in my head, so we're just gonna roll, and it failed me.
Yeah, so you run up, let your arrow go loose, and he's starting to enter that darkness, or the darkness is kind of consuming him. You're not really sure, and you kind of lose sight of where he actually is standing, and the arrow goes right over his shoulder, and you hear it strike the wood behind him. You still have a bonus action, which with your current position, the only thing you can really do as a bonus action would be disengage, but you don't really need to do that. So yeah. Okay, is that gonna be your turn? Is that gonna be your turn, Shadow?
Yeah, I was just thinking real quick.
No, you're fine. Just checking. Okay, Grigor, you're up. There's gonna be the low hood thug, and then it's gonna be Talina. Okay, so Grigor runs into the room as well. What screw are we gonna
And
do?
I'll end my turn here.
You just want to run up there? Okay. Okay, go ahead and end your turn. All right, so it's going to be the thug's turn. He consumed by darkness actually. Okay, he's not scared. He's more confused. He actually takes a step back out of the darkness, sees his friend, realizes the dog's gone, turns around, sees you guys, and rushes in to assist Doggo. I think he's probably gonna go for. I think what makes sense. I think he'd actually go for. Yeah, I think he'd actually go. I think he'd go for Dax. I think it makes most sense. So he's gonna take a swing with his cutlass, and he misses. Dax is able to dodge out of the way. All right, cool. It's gonna be his turn. All right, Talina, you're up. Alexander, you're on deck.
As a bonus action, I can move dancing lights up to 60 feet.
Okay.
So it's gonna go. How do I do waypoints again?
It's
Control click. Control.
yeah, control click. Yeah.
Over there will do.
Okay.
Escape to cancel that out.
Yeah.
Right click. Right click. There we go. And I'm just gonna casually stroll up to the door.
Okay.
And I closed my character sheet. Why did I do that? I'm gonna target this guy, and he's gonna hear a bunch of whispers
Which guy? This guy?
in his head. Yeah, the regular load guy.
Okay.
He's gonna hear a bunch of whispers coming from what he thinks coming from the darkness,
Ooh.
and
Yeah.
it's just like a cacophony of like whispering voices, both deep and high pitched, going, "We can see you."
Okay, so he's just gonna take half damage then. So go ahead and roll damage on that because he rolled a nat 20.
Damar. Fine.
Okay, so you said the distant whispers
right?
are what was it? You said the voices are what?
The voices are both high pitched and low pitched, coming from what he thinks is coming from the screen right. So from the darkness bit, just whispering, "We
okay.
can see you."
Okay. So, perfect. So as you do this, even with the half damage, he hears this sound and it starts to fill his mind. And he turns and he looks towards the darkness, and to him, it's like this specter came out and just consumed him. And he grabs his ears and falls to the ground screaming, and his ears start to bleed, and his eyes start to bleed, and his nose starts to bleed, and he's dead.
I just realized that I have my dancing light over there. It could have totally come from the dancing light, and that
Yep.
would have been awesome.
But yeah,
this
so yeah,
works.
he drops dead, like just, and it looks like he suffered a gruesome death. So that's gonna be your movement and your action. As
haven't
you
moved
do
yet.
that, before we move to the next turn, real quick, which is gonna be Alexander, you hear the sound of banging right here.
I haven't moved. That's a bonus action.
Yep,
Moves the
yep.
dancing lights.
Go ahead and do your movement now. I'm just saying you hear
I hear banging
noise
from
right here.
Though.
Yep, you hear.
Uh,
But yeah, go
These
ahead.
double doors, they have handles, I'm assuming, in the middle, right?
Yeah.
Can you describe the handles to me? Are they knobs? Are they like the push bars?
They are the door handles that are like a lever, and you have to like pull
Lever.
them down. So they're not knobs. They're they're not like a lever. They're like the handles that you grip side like
yeah.
horizontally, and then you turn, and it turns.
Yeah,
yeah.
they're lever,
Yeah.
lever style. Okay, I wanna put my back against the door with my shoulders under the doorknobs
Okay.
to try to hold it closed.
Okay.
And that would do.
Okay. So in that case, it's going to be Alexander. You're up. Othwin, you're going to be the next player after the doggo, not Scorch. Okay. So Alexander, you should be able to see what you need to see on stream. I gotta figure out why that does that. That's really weird.
Kinda, yeah. I'm not gonna tinker with these too much. The guy's dead.
Yes,
The
guys.
dog's alive. I think at this point I'm gonna.
And
I gave
this guy's
myself
still up
blind
too.
sight for 20 feet so I can target him. I'm gonna firebolt him.
Okay, go for it.
Actually, fireball. What's the difference?
Huh?
No, I'm gonna do chill touch. That's cooler thematically. So
Okay.
whether it hits or not, a ghostly arm is gonna come flying out.
Ooh, I like that. Okay.
Ooh, 16.
Wow, that's a really good roll. How did you get that from an? Oh, because you have +7 to hit. That's why. That's why.
Yeah. Which is why I was so upset when earlier I was trying to do these things and I missed a lot.
Roll damage for me real quick on that, if you please, because it did hit.
Damage normal.
And then
5.
Okay. So a ghostly hand starts erupting from the darkness and grabs him, and you hear him yell out in shock. I'm able to apply the chill touch. Does it have a condition?
Can't regain it until the start of your next turn.
Say again. I'm sorry.
He can't heal.
Oh,
he can't heal until the start of the next turn.
Okay, good deal. Nice. Okay, awesome. All right, so that's gonna be So you still have your movement and your bonus action.
Let me see the extent of the darkness. I think just kind of for the fun of it, so that my comrades can for sure see him. I will move, if I can, please. I'll move 1 down, and that is my turn.
And the darkness has to stay put, unfortunately.
No, it moves with me.
Well, what I'm saying is I gotta figure out how to
Can
move
it not?
I gotta figure out how to move it. Oh, I forgot. It's considered a light. There we go. Okay, I was on the wrong layer. All right. So the darkness moves. Darkness is tied to you, so it moves with you.
Yeah, it's tied specifically to my
your talisman, right? Or
my
amulet,
talisman. So I will let you rule on that because we do differently in my different game. But basically, the darkness moves around me if it's in the object I'm holding. Like if I cast it on an object that I'm holding, but not an object that I'm wearing. So at the moment, I'm both wearing and holding it. So holding it so that it stays with me.
Yeah. Okay.
If it's gonna follow me or not when I let go of the talisman, I leave that rule up to you. We rule it that it still follows me around because I initially cast it on an object that I'm holding.
Sure.
And it remains tied to that object, essentially. That's how we did it in the different
game. Let me just read this real quick.
Point you choose is on an object you are holding or one that isn't being worn or carried. The darkness emanates from the object and move with it.
Okay. So because you're holding it, I would say, because the way it's as written, if you let go of your amulet, the darkness will either, and I'll decide in the moment, because I want to think about it a little bit longer. It'll either stay where it was, more than likely it will dissipate because it's coming from that object and you let go of it, so the darkness would fade. But as of right now, you're still holding it. It's moving with you.
Also, if it ever overlaps with Dancing Lights immediately gets dispelled because it's 2nd level or lower.
Gotcha. Good to know. But for now, you're still holding it, so it's fine. So the darkness is definitely moving with you because it's on the object you're holding. So. Okay, so that's your turn. So now it's going to be Doggo's turn. He very upset at having a chair smashed over his head. Is going to take a bite at Bassel.
No, he's not.
No, he's not. He takes a bite. And I'll say in exchange, you smash over his head. He doesn't react. You bite, and he clamps down on your boot, and his teeth don't go through your boot. And you just look at him, and he just looks at you, and his face goes from to her, and yeah, and that's gonna be his turn. Actually, you know what? He's gonna back away. Okay, that is gonna be his turn. So Othman, you're up, and Scorch is up next. So Daxor, if you be thinking about what you want Scorch to do, because at this point he's kind of your companion.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta find people.
Oh, also for clarity, until I give you access to this token, because I've got to figure that out. Dog has one action it can do. It has a bite action, which is it can attack with its teeth, and if it succeeds, they can drag him to the ground.
Okay.
Yep. Also, they have a total of 5 hit points. Just so you know.
Ah, there's a wall in my way. How dare you, wall?
Yeah.
What is blocking me?
It's hold on. I realize what the issue is. There you go. You were inside a planter.
Typical Athman things, to be honest.
Yes, sorry, you were inside of a pot. I apologize.
Yeah, he's in a pot. Why was I in a pot? Well, put me in a pot.
I'll say, as you're going through this room right here, you're hearing coming from
Alina's,
these
like,
doors right here.
blocking the door.
Yeah, and you see Talina like leaning up against it, underneath, like with her shoulders under the door handles, and it's like the doors aren't giving it all, but like the thuds are making it rock a little bit, and she's kind of like leaning up against it.
With her back towards it, so she's like actively looking at Burb coming past.
Yeah. Do this real quick. There we go.
Okay. So I'm gonna stay right here, but
Okay.
I'm gonna cast. Let's see, holding the door.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith with my bonus action.
That shimmering field appears and surrounds a creature of your. Did you want that on Talina or yourself?
Talina.
Okay, well it technically went to you.
What? How did it go to me?
Because. Oh wait, hold on.
Targeted?
The effect went. There we go. I got you. I'm fixing it.
I'm
Hold on.
so confused.
Nope, you're good. You're concentrating on Shield of Faith,
Yes.
but for some reason the effect is on you. I'm gonna say that there's a tie there, but I don't know why the effect is on you. Let me see if I can turn it off. Oh, I can't.
The
Boop, there you go.
effect.
The bubble pop. That
Yeah,
was great.
Yeah, right. It was like, oh. All right. Okay, so that means that Talina, you have an increase of 2 to your AC until it drops.
It automatically did it.
Did it? What's your AC? Oh, 19 AC.
Yeah.
Let's go. All right.
I
Okay,
am
so
the tank now.
yeah. All right. Yeah. The bard is now the tank. Okay. Othwin, that's your bonus action and part of your movement. Do you want to do anything else?
No.
Okay, so that's going to be your turn. Go ahead and end your turn. All right, so it's Scorch's turn. Daxori, tell me what you'd like Scorch to do. And they have a move speed of 40 feet, by the way.
Okay, so Scorched with his bone in his mouth, still not entirely knowing what's going on, just knowing that our group are his friends, is gonna kind of dopily follow Othwin into the room.
Okay.
So he's just gonna, with his dopey look and his bone in his mouth, he's just gonna follow Othwin and see what's going on. He's not entirely sure what's going on, but he just knows that we friends.
Okay, so he's followed Othwin basically into the doorway because of Othwin basically in the way. He's basically like right behind her, and he can see you guys in the other room. At least he can see Grigor, Basil, another dog that is whimpering, and so on. But that's basically him right there. So he can kind of see now. But up to you if you want to finish out any more movement or anything.
He's gonna. Is he able to step over Othwin?
He's considered a friendly at this point because he can pass through her space.
I'm just gonna throw this out there. Technically, Othwin's, because I can't do this with this token, it would be more in the corner.
Okay. Yeah, so that he could 100% go around Othwin then.
Okay. Yeah, so he's gonna go around the Othwin.
Okay.
And
so
how much has he walked so far?
Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So he's still got another 15 feet.
So I'm just gonna have him finish off walking, and I'm gonna have him end up, if you can, in the space next to me, if not in the space behind me.
Yep, there you go. That's all his movement. That's 40 feet.
Okay. Yep.
So he does have an action if you'd like.
No. He's just gonna stand there.
Okay.
He does kind of change though from this dopey, almost what's going on look to a little bit more aggressive.
Okay.
But he's not entirely sure what he's supposed to be attacking at the moment.
So
he just knows that we're fighting, but he doesn't know what we're supposed to be attacking.
So he kind of haunches down a bit, and he's growling with a bone in his mouth. So he's like, "Harr." Okay, so that's gonna be his turn. So it's gonna. All right, so now we're top of the round. It's going to be the sergeant's turn, followed by Basil. So he is going to. honestly, what he's gonna do is he's gonna draw his cutlass and he's gonna charge full on, because he saw the darkness move, so he knows it's something's going on. He's gonna charge headlong into the darkness. He is going to just make a beeline to where he believes that you are. Oh, that's right, because things. So he's gonna move straight. He's just gonna run straight in, and you see him moving, obviously, Alexander. And he finds the wall, and just basically takes a big wide swing all the way around him to see if he hits anything. So he's gonna try to hit you, obviously at disadvantage because this is gonna be rough. But he gets to take 2 attacks, at disadvantage. Yeah, nope. First one just swings wide. You easily dodge it, no problem. And the second one... Okay, the second one finds purchase. That he swings wide, and you kind of dodge, and then he swings again, and you accidentally kind of dodge into the way without realizing it. So he does hit you 1 time with his cutlass.
Shield.
Okay, so shield... Shield, an invisible barrier of magical force appears and protects you until the start of your next turn. You have a +5 to your AC. Okay, so that increases the AC by 5. He rolled at highest a 16. And yours is what is your AC? So 13. So he would have to be an 18.
It's gonna be 18.
So the second one, so you see it, the second one coming, and just chill, and it ting, and it hits this magical bear and ricochets off of it, not doing any damage. Well done. Nice. Okay, that's gonna be his turn. So we're gonna progress on to Basil. Your turn. Dax, you're up next.
Okay. The dog's still looking at Basil, right?
He's still looking at you, and he looks pretty angry, but he's also like a little leery of you now.
The chair's broken, but question is is one of the legs still in my grip?
Yeah, you could, or I would say either in your grip or you could pick one up, but either way, yes.
Okay. Shake of the stick. At the dog.
All right,
Animal handling.
All right.
I'm not trying to tame it. I'm trying to distract it.
I totally understand. Okay. Go ahead and I'm surprised there is not like a distract, like check, like a distraction or something. I understand there's persuasion. There's
I would say deception.
Deception would be the closest, if not persuasion. So I'll let you pick between deception and persuasion.
But because this is an animal, I would think animal handling.
Yeah,
well,
this one specifically, I would. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Animal handling's fine because it is obviously specific to a dog. It's not. You're not trying to handle the animal. You're trying to distract him. But I'll say for the purposes of this, that works.
Because the plan is get him attentive to the stick and then throw it down the hallway.
Okay. Yep. Go ahead and roll me. All right. So okay, I see what you're trying to do. So then.
Nope.
Okay. So. You're doing here, stick like here, dog. You're like shaking the stick back
Basically
and forth.
Just tap the stick and then shake it, and like
looks
up
at it
and like teasing with the stick.
So do you actually like hold it out and try to tease him with it?
Kind of holding it out and up in a horizontal pattern.
Okay.
Basically seeing if he'll react and like hunch down and be looking at it and ready to take it.
Well, you're not. I mean, you don't know if it works because it's not his turn yet. So. You just want to you're just gonna have to hold it out there until it's his turn, unless you want to just throw it and see what he does.
I was gonna say, depending on his reaction, and then a good toss in this direction.
Perfect.
Basically over his head towards this area.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. So in that case, I'd say that would have basically been your action. What was that?
I don't know. But I am going to
field on my character sheet.
Nice. Yeah.
I'm going to end turn.
Okay. So it's going to be Dexori's turn with Grigor up on deck.
I don't. Dex can't really see anything.
Yeah, basically you can see right here. You can see the edge of this pitch black darkness. You cannot see through it. You don't know what's on the other side of it. All you can see is just this blackness that is filling a good chunk of that other room. And you heard the sound of like metal like sparking off of something inside that shape. You heard like the sound of grunting, but you're not like, that's basically it visibly that you can see. Obviously also there's the doggo here in the doorway. Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna just prepare an action and hold it.
Okay.
Because that's just what I'm gonna do. She's gonna knock an arrow and just have it ready.
Okay. Sounds good. So
And
what's
that's
the
gonna be the
trigger
end of
for
my
your, that's your held action. What's the trigger?
The moment she sees the low hood captain come into her view.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so that's going to be your turn. Grigor, you're up on deck. You're up with Selena on deck.
We're just gonna move toward the window and try to see if he can look toward the doors on the porch.
Oh, those are windows.
Yeah, the windows.
Yep. Okay, go ahead and move over to where you want to go. So as you look outside the window, you can see torchlight that is illuminating the deck. You can see moonlight as well, kind of coming through the mist and the fog. I will say you can see what appears to be a long shadow on the ground here, being like projected from something over here, and it's moving like some sort of humanoid is basically immediately around this corner, projecting some sort of a shadow. But from your specific angle, you can't quite make it out. If you wanted to move one more, you might be able to see. And you do have movement to do that if you wanted. Yeah, I guess not. So you're trying to peek and you can't quite make out, but you can hear the sounds of what I mentioned earlier. And you can see shadows on the ground here being displayed from something or somebody over here. Anything else you want to do?
Grigor would then try to get as far back to the entrance room.
All right, here?
Like this? Yep.
Okay. Well, I mean, you only moved 5, 10, so you can still move 15, 20, 25. You could literally get back here if you wanted. Yeah. So that's, let's see, because you were here 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, that's basically all your movement. So that's your movement. You still have an action and a bonus action.
He's gonna prepare a throwing dagger in case they get through the door.
Okay, so you're prepping a dagger for if anybody comes through the door.
Yep.
Okay, so that's your turn, and Talina is up with Merrick on deck. Merrick, be thinking about what you're going to do. I know that Tyrop had to run to the restroom.
Something I should probably mention.
Okay.
That I forgot, because it's a me thing, but I also thought it would be automatic, is that my initiative should be 18. The alert feat plus 5 was not added to my roll. We don't have to change it. Wait, I'm just bringing it up because I was like, wait a minute.
Back up and say that again for me.
I have a feat that adds me plus 5 to initiative on top of my dexterity bonus. It did not trigger when I rolled initiative.
Wait, is that feat always active, or is it...
Yeah.
Oh, why didn't your initiative just get updated? That's weird. You said the alert feat. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to know why? Because no, it is on. Okay, hold on a sec. I'll update your sheet real quick. That's really weird.
Okay. Yeah, because I clicked on the plus 3 initiative. It should be plus 8, I guess. When I'm conscious, anyway. No, wait, yeah, I'm always, I guess.
So now it should be, now you have plus 8 to your initiative.
Now it's plus 8.
Yep, I just
cool.
fixed it. Yeah, I just added a 5 bonus to it. Okay. What we're gonna do is time-wise, we've kind of hit our threshold here. So as soon as Tyrop gets back, we'll quickly finish out this initiative turn around to the bottom of Scorch, and we'll pick up next session with this combat. So as soon as Tyrop's back. Okay, so Selena, you're up with Merrick on deck next.
Yes. I'm going to keep holding the door.
Okay.
And use prestidigitation.
Okay.
To create a symbol on the other side of this door because it doesn't say it needs to be in visual range, just within 10 feet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
I can guess roughly how thick the door is, so I'm just gonna make sure it's floating on the other side of the door.
Okay, what are you doing?
And I'm gonna make a symbol on the door.
Okay.
And I'm gonna send a picture in the table VC. That, but slightly like
less
more line
stick-figure-y?
art. Yeah, less detailed.
Okay.
For chat's benefit, it's the typical, guy
Halt.
with his hands forward saying stop.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm here for it. Roll me a persuasion. Yeah, roll me persuasion with advantage.
Oh, okay. Bet. Oh, thank fuck.
Dear Lord. Yeah, okay. So, you wave your hands. You feel the spell take effect. And you hear, like, squealing from the other side of the door.
Internally counting voices.
You hear two distinct voices.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. So that's your
as a-
action, I think.
As a bonus action, I know I can move the dancing lights, but I don't have line of sight on it.
Do you have to have line of
that's
sight
fine,
on
I
dancing
can-
lights to move it?
You can move the lights up to 60 feet to a new spot within range. It doesn't say visible range.
Okay.
Visible range.
Yeah. As written, it
Can I
doesn't
move
say,
it to
so.
the middle of the piano room? Ish.
Yeah, they'd basically be hovering, more or less right about there, kind of above Daxori and Basil.
Yeah, I wouldn't know exactly where they are because I can't see them. But like, I'm
Sure.
gonna trying to mentally visualize
Yeah.
the middle of the room and put them there.
Okay, so lights go and hover into the room. Okay.
And that would be it.
Alrighty,
facing the door
Merrick,
still.
you're up. Othwin, you're next player on deck.
Is the guy wearing metal armor?
He has metal components on his armor, like he has some like very kind of cheap pauldrons, and he has like a singular plate as as part of his overall leather like armor.
Okay, so I
I
think,
think I
at least
see
it's
where
done.
this is
So,
going.
I'm
yeah,
scared.
shocking grasp spell.
course.
If an
Okay.
opponent is wearing metal armor, it gives me advantage on the attack.
Then yeah, go
Not what
ahead.
not what I was thinking of.
I
okay.
exactly what
Okay.
I was thinking. Okay, go ahead and roll that attack with advantage on that.
Okay.
That was really smart, giving yourself blind sight so that you can target him. It's well done.
Advantage.
Even with advantage,
I'll take it.
unfortunately, you didn't. You reach out and you think you're getting him because even though you can see through it, it's still kind of obscured. And you catch a part of his armor that isn't metal, and it doesn't conduct the way you thought it did, and it doesn't work.
All right.
You do
Prepare
have
for a sound effect.
You have
because-
inspiration, by the way, if you want to try that again.
Do I?
You have 1 point of. I'm looking at your sheet. It says inspiration.
I keep track of inspiration. Don't you have to call inspiration before you make a roll?
No, inspiration. No, as I said before, my homebrew rule is well. First off, inspiration is designed to roll something at advantage. My homebrew rule is you can use inspiration to re-roll a roll that didn't go well. I think Matt Mercer plays kind of similarly as well. For like if someone rolls a straight roll and it doesn't work, they basically use inspiration to quote re-roll it, but basically they're rolling with advantage. I just basically say whether it's advantage or disadvantage, you get to re-roll any roll that goes badly. I'm stealing a rule from the Suede system because I actually like the Benny system in that game.
Well, then I might as well.
Yeah, go for it. Use
So
your
I roll
inspiration.
with
Just make sure
advantage
you tick it
again?
off. So you just click the little light button. There you go. And then go ahead
Yep.
and just re-roll that attack roll at advantage.
Okay. As soon as I find with the spells. Okay. See, second time's the charm. Oh, it is.
Ooh, yep, that hits. 19 with plus 7. So go ahead and roll the damage on that.
If only it was a nat 20. That would have
Yeah,
been so much
one
fun.
more.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so you reach out,
Zap.
you miss it, and you kind of shift your hands real fast, like you recognize because you can feel it tips your fingers. You find that metal, you cast it, and you hear him scream in pain as the thing does 5 points of lightning damage.
Okay, I can someone make out the details of this. Let me see if I can. Whoa. as I scooch to the side out of his reach, does not trigger an attack opportunity because he doesn't know where the fuck I am,
Correct, he
and that
can't
is where
see
I
you, yeah.
enter.
Yep. I think as written he gets one, but it doesn't make sense for him to get one.
Well, he's blind, so.
Oh, that's true. That's true. That's true.
Like, he literally can't see me.
Oh, that's right. If it was regular darkness where he can't see, which he already can't, he can attack at disadvantage. But because it's the darkness, he can't do anything. That's right. I forgot. Okay.
Yeah.
So is that your turn?
Yep.
Okay. So it's going to be the doggo's turn, and then it's going to be Othman, you're up next, and then Scorch will go. And then that will be, we'll go ahead and stop there so that Shadow can get some sleep. Okay. Yeah, the doggo is gonna... Oh, that's right. Okay, so you threw... That's right. You had the stick, and you threw the stick over this way.
Yeah.
Correct? Okay.
Yes.
Doggo watches you throw the stick, and... You throw the stick, and it makes a snap at the stick, but he misses, and it keeps going. But then instead of chasing the stick, he looks at it, looks back at you, and charges and tries to bite you.
Dang it.
Yep, that 10 animal handling didn't convince him, unfortunately. But props, that was a good idea.
Owie.
Again, he tries to bite you, and this time you see him coming, and you backstep, and he misses you. All right, that's gonna be his turn. Othman, you're up. Scorch is up next. Dax, if you want to be thinking about what he's gonna do.
So the door's still...
Doors are still fine, and you saw Talina cat wave her hand, and then you heard kind of yelping from outside, and then the thudding is stopped for a moment.
And it's the door she's directly in front of, right? The other door.
Well, it's double. They're double doors. You heard it from both. Like the sound was coming from both doors.
Yeah, I'm standing in the middle, blocking both of the.
Here, I'll make it.
Okay.
Oh, well, never mind.
That's fine.
Yep.
I'm gonna go up to the door.
Okay.
I'm gonna lay down and peek under. If there's a way to look under the door.
Sure. Roll me a. Actually, no, I'm not gonna make you roll for it based on the circumstances. Is you look under the door and you can't see much. It's under a door frame, but you can see what appears to be 4 distinct shapes, presumably legs that are casting a silhouetted shadow from some sort of light. From nearby or behind it, and so you can tell there's basically 2 distinct sets of legs on either side of the door. Like you're looking at basically the tips of their boots. I'll say this also, you notice that the space between the door and the bottom is just the right size that your stick could fit under it.
I don't have my stick.
I do.
That's right. It's in Talina's bag, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, Talina's next to you.
Okay, I have. I obviously I can't click on anybody, but I do want to do something really crazy right now.
Okay, what do you want to do?
I see shoes, right?
You see shoes. Yep, you see two sets of boots.
I want to cast Sacred Flame on one of them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's mean. Okay.
Target within visual range. Technically within visual range.
That's terrible. I love it.
It is within visual range, yeah. Okay, just go ahead and...
I just can't click them, so...
I know. Here's what we're going to do. I can't target them for you, which is dumb.
I love technicalities.
Yeah. I do this stuff on purpose because I love it. I am going to do... You know what? Just do this. Sacred Flame is what? It's a cantrip. Go ahead and roll just roll a Sacred Flame. Just go ahead and click it in chat and roll it. It doesn't need to be target anything. Oh, it's a dex. That's right. You don't target anybody. It's a dex saving throw. Okay.
Well, technically, who's the target on it?
You can only target one, correct? It's a single creature. Okay, so it'll be the one that's directly in front of you. I'll say, you know what? I will actually allow him disadvantage on the roll because of Talina's previous thing with the prestidigitation.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, 100%. All right, so go ahead and roll damage, and I will apply it to the bad guy. You have Talina targeted, by the way.
How did I get hurt
Because you left her targeted after the last situation. It's fine. You don't need to worry about it. Okay.
Oh, just shield of faith.
Yeah. Okay, so you look under the door and you wave your little feathered hand, and all of a sudden, "Ah!" and you start hearing him yell from the other side of the door as you watch his boots ignite in flame, and he starts dancing around on both sides, and you see him slapping it, trying to put it out, and he takes 6 points of fire damage.
I think it's radiant damage.
Oh, sorry, radiant damage. Sorry, which is silly. It's sacred flame. Radiant. It should take fire damage. Whatever.
It should be both, technically.
Yeah, it should be both. Okay.
It should be radiant enough to.
They were. That's true. They were warned. Okay. That's anything else you want to do in your turn, or is that it?
Nope.
Okay. Dexor, if you want to go ahead and tell me what Scorch wants to do on his last turn here before we end for the night.
So, forgive me, my brain is mush right
Nope,
now.
you're good. That's why I'm trying to wrap us up.
He is going to look at Dax and then look at Basil before dropping his bone and before dropping his bone and then charging at the dog that charged at Basil.
Oh, snap. Okay. Charges over. Actually, hold on a second. There we go. All right. Is standing on the dead body of the guy who's basically at this point, his head is just like all around his head is just blood and brain goo from the vicious mockery that happened earlier, or distant whispers. And is he gonna try to attack the other dog?
He's not gonna try and kill the other dog, but he's gonna try and grapple the other dog and like show dominance.
Okay, so he's gonna basically he's gonna do the animal thing, going for the throat, and like he's gonna technically bite, but he's not trying to kill him, he's trying to subdue him.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So he's gonna go ahead and make a bite attack against the other doggo. I'm here for this. Nat 1. Oof.
The dice love a story.
Yeah. So the doggo. So Scorch comes in and tries to make a bite. The other dog sees it coming and bark, and turns and makes a go at Scorch's throat. And basically now the two of them are kind of engaged in a dog scuffle. They're not prone. They're not grappled. They're just kind of two dogs fighting. Okay. So that's the end of the combat round. We're going to go ahead and stop it here because I know that Shadow needs to get to sleep. So we will pick this back up again I think, did we say next week or the week after?
Next
Can't remember.
week?
I think next week. I think.
Yeah.
I'm good for next
I
week.
think next week. That I was about to say that's our usual schedule.
Well, we were doing every other week, but if we want to start trying to do weekly, we'd definitely be moving a little bit faster. So I'm here for it. But well, we can figure out details. But either way, that's gonna be where we're gonna leave it, guys. I know it was kind of these shorter ones lately, just because we've been starting a little late with sleep stuff. But we might start playing weekly. This is a week. We played last week, played again this week, so we'll see. But thanks guys for hanging out and watching. Episode 19, if anybody missed it, is up on YouTube. I will try to get this one up a little bit faster. I apologize. But thanks everybody for watching. Thank you for your players. This was a fun night. We got a little bit of role play in with Glick and other stuff and more combat. Yay, because you guys are little combat fiends. I love it.
I just love using the environment, man.
Yeah, I'm honestly, I am more conscientious about what is in my environment because of you, and it is now translating into my in-person game because I am because I'm obviously getting into terrain crafting. And so I'm like trying to think of terrain things that I need to build for my environment so that my players have things to interact with because I know how players think now.
So another fun thing, the Tavern Brawler, it lets improvised weapons be proficient, but if it's just an improvised weapon, it basically acts as a non-proficient thing.
I have found a charity D&D stream.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
Send it over to me real quick. Say it again, Melon.
So, because improvised weapon with the Tavern Brawler, it's a proficient. You're skilled with the weapon, but it's just random objects. But if you just have somebody say, "I want to pick up stick and hit somebody in face," it still acts as a weapon. They're just not proficient with it.
Gotcha.
I think it acts kind of like the unarmed strikes, where it's one or a set number, but you don't get your proficiency bonus.
Yeah, you don't get your proficiency bonus, so you don't
Yeah.
add the +2 to your attack.
So I believe it is still a 1d4. I'd have to double check.
Yeah,
but
we'll have to double check.
You
and
just
dig
don't
into
get
that
your
for sure.
proficiency.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll dig into that and figure out with the details on it to make sure it's correct. Because yeah, I want to make sure that you're getting the most out of that. But Tyra.
Well, I'm saying because
Yeah, no, you're good. We'll talk.
I'm
about
saying
because
because other people could do it. Yeah.
Tyrup has found us a charity stream that we're gonna go ahead and raid. They're doing Dungeons and Dragons. It's called Insomnia Night RPG. They're doing a charity stream for something. I'm not sure, but I'm sending you guys over there.
ACLU.
Ah, gotcha. Okay, so I will send you guys over to there. You guys can watch some more D&D. And yeah, you guys have a great night. I will catch you guys in the next stream, and hopefully you guys will catch us for the next episode of this fun little adventure. So have a good night, everybody. Thank you very much, and see you guys later. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.